All right, welcome in again, Lings and Queens. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com. Red Mage, I love beta nights. I love beta nights. Getting to see the Bronze and the Silver League players duke it out, and we see such unorthodox is the nice way to put it, I guess, an unorthodox play at our beta divisionals. I bet we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right about that, AC. Nothing's better than beta, because you get to see so much really great stuff going on. They play a lot more with the build orders. They like to do a lot more crazy stuff, and it's things like this where we get to see great Colossus drops out of a Warp Prism. We get to see 6 or 7 Nidus Worm poppings. It's a crazy kind of event, and I cannot wait, because we're going to be playing with somebody who's been here a lot, Strostocles, the great philosopher, versus Adnir here. We're going to start off on my personal favorite map, Belshir Beach, and of course my favorite matchup, Protoss versus Zurich. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Once again, guys, this is an IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com. Of course, brought to you by our new lead sponsor, SteelSeries. Check them out at steelseries.com. And, of course, by the rest of our sponsors, cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanyamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So we're counting down, heading into our first match. And I'm not going to lie, guys, a little bit of a shortened field tonight. A big part of that, and I don't care to admit this, is all my fault. I screwed the pooch. I messed up because I forgot to post on Reddit and a couple other places about this tournament, because we have had a busy day. Big, huge, gigantic news going to be coming out in the next few days concerning Itsgosu. And I don't want to give too much away. Let's just say we're going to be having a bit of a bigger presence in the competitive scene. You know us as a media outlet. You know us as guys who try to bring you news and do these great events and make movie jokes over top of great players and all that. We're going to be trying to take it to the next level. So expect that news coming out very soon, and it's gigantic. We've been so busy trying to get everything together and in shape for that I completely forgot to post. So small field tonight, Red Mage, small field.
Hey, it's all right. We have had a very busy day, and you know what? I can't believe I forgot to do this. I forgot to turn down all my graphic settings. So I like to play on, or I like to watch on low, so I don't mess things up. So, I'm hoping I don't drag too much for the players here, because I hate playing it high because I have a really bad computer at home, especially with all the players.
It's starting to show through already. Yeah, we're getting some pretty nasty lag off you, brother.
There we go. All right, so hopefully that'll fix up there in just a second, because I just heard it hiccup, so it should be okay now. I'm hoping so.
There's some nasty lag, actually. Disgustingly bad lag right now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take a lot of flack for that there, because I definitely think that's my fault. But hopefully it'll alleviate itself out here shortly. I did have to make a couple of quick adjustments.
We may have to get you out of the game, man. I mean, I
think so, yeah, because I'm definitely being really bad. So I am going to go ahead and actually posted you as a lagger.
Did it post me as a lagger?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah, that is odd. Yeah, I already she'll get out. All right. So yeah, hopefully that fixes it up. I don't see too much more.
No, I'm still seeing it pretty bad. Is it me? And I can't leave because I'm streaming.
Yeah, that's weird.
I've never had this. Okay, what the frig? I've never had this issue before.
Me either.
All right, we're gonna leave it. Hang on one second, guys. Let me take a look at if I've got anything open. I don't have anything open that should be causing this.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Yeah, I don't have anything on my end either. It looks like it's still bad. I'm going to go ahead and dive out of this game just in case it is me, and hopefully that'll alleviate it.
Right, and if it doesn't, then we'll back out and let these guys compete and just fill time until we get another match, I guess.
Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, I'm going to pop out there. So yeah, unfortunately you're on your own there, AC. That's terrible. I hate to
it's gotten a little bit better, but it's not gotten a ton better. So I don't know what the issue is right now. I'm taking a look at the stream. The stream's running at exactly the rate it usually is.
Oh.
So my graphics are not any higher or lower than they usually are.
Yeah, mine were bad, so I went ahead and reset it. I'm relogging into to StarCraft now to make sure that's kind of there. Sorry guys, we thought we had this all kind of.
Well, this is never of all the issues we've had, and we've had plenty. Don't get me wrong. This has never been one. I'm gonna guess it's got to be me. So I'm gonna dive out as well. Hang on, let's see. Play it out, guys. Good luck.
Yeah, because that's the worst thing in the world is to have the two guys that are supposed to be, casting you completely dragging down the game. That's no good. That's horrible right there.
Right.
And we spent like 20 minutes making sure the stream is ready pretty much every single day beforehand.
Well, the thing is, of all the issues we've had, lag like that, we've occasionally run into some what I guess you call latency issues because of the stream and whatever, but never has it been so unplayable as that. So sorry guys, we'll be jumping into another game forthwith. I mean, just keep an eye out in the stream there, Red Mage, and hopefully this won't be an issue the second time around. Again, I'm looking through everything. My connection's fine. I just checked that. The bit rates on the stream sending out there was right about where it needed to be, so I don't have a clue what the issue is.
Yeah, that's just kind of weird sometimes. Sometimes things like that happen. I don't know if it's. I know I was talking to some people earlier, and there was some little bit of BattleNet lag issues. So it could be just coupled with that, with maybe one or two things. So hopefully this will alleviate it. I reset my system there, so it should be good and ready to go. So
I'll actually do the exact same thing. I'll go ahead and reconnect to BattleNet as well. We're doing a card giveaway while we're screwing around because we obviously are incompetent. Why don't we give some stuff away? I think that'll make some people happy.
Let's definitely give some stuff away. For those of you who are unfamiliar or rapidly familiar with our little Magic the Gathering card giveaway here, you can win a special edition pack of Planeswalker Series Magic the Gathering cards brought to you by our martial arts sponsor, AC. Will run them off here in just a few seconds. And these cards were only available for sale at the 2010 New York Comic Convention. So we've been lucky enough to get our hands on a ton of these things. We really want to be able to give these away and support our sponsor. So we do kind of do the standard thing. You do have to be a follower of ours on Justin TV or TwitchTV.com, whichever one you're watching us on. You just hit a little follow button. And then all you do is you send me an email at contest@itsgosu.com. Just give me your little nickname there for JTV/TwitchTV, and just say, I want some cards. Give me some Magic cards, something creative. We've seen some very creative ones over the last couple of days. So that's really all you have to do. You just have to be a follower because, of course, we do have to show that we're giving these away to people who are watching the stream. Bunny ears constantly.
Right.
So just make sure that you do include your nickname there, and it's contest@itsgosu.com. And you have basically until the semifinal round, the end of the semifinals, to get those emails to me at contest@itsgosu.com. And then during the finals, the Magic computer will randomly select. I guess we'll go ahead and give away two packs tonight. We'll give away 2 packs because I didn't hear that we should only give away 1 pack. So I'm going to give away 2 packs.
But we better be safe. We better make sure.
We better make sure. But we're going to give away at least 2 packs tonight because we're just going to go ahead and make that call right there because we weren't told by Mr. Mini-Me how many to give away. So we're going to give away 2 tonight. So you'll have a chance to win 1 of 2 packs of special edition Magic cards. So apparently we have a game.
Do we have a game? Okay, well, while we get into the game, by the way, I see him hanging out in the chat. I just loaded up the Justin TV chat. Special thanks to SKS Storm, who, if I'm not mistaken, put together the wonderful background artwork you're seeing right now, that ugly IG Beta Divisional number 8. That's all my doing, aren't I, the artist? But the nice background there with the It's Gosu logo and all that. That's special thanks to SKS Storm. He's just such a baller. And, of course, by the way, just pop this guy up. Look at that calendar he put together, our new calendar for what's going on. And I hate to say it, SKS Storm, unfortunately, this is going to be outdated very soon. Hopefully it won't be too much trouble for you to update it again. But as of right now, it's going to be a little bit outdated as we announce more events heading into the summer tournament series. Either way, it's awesome. This looks amazing. So thank you so much to him. And thank you so much. Who was the guy who put together the graphics on our forums as well, Red Mage? Do you remember?
Oh gosh, I can't remember right now.
I don't want to neglect him.
Yeah, I will definitely look that up and get that to you here in a matter of seconds here.
Okay, actually. So you're pulling us into a game here shortly, correct?
I sure am. You should be getting an invite here from Baltica or a Mumble of
Doom. Okay, no, here he is. Antarianism.
Antarianism.
Yeah, that's it. I just looked it up. So, all right, we got the invite forthcoming. Once again, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and stream issues be damned. We are here for the IG Beta Divisional number 8. We're going to hope that this time around we don't face the same issue. And again, I'm a little bit, I'm bizarre. It's bizarre. Of all the issues we've had, we've never had an issue where we just flat out made the game unplayable by being in there. And I can't help but think that's got to be somewhat contributed by Battle.net, because we've been doing this. We've done close to 100 events at this point and never had that issue.
Oh yeah, it's just one of those really weird things. So yeah, hopefully it'll be eliminated here.
All right, guys. Once again, and by the way, since we're doing the Magic the Gathering giveaway, the sponsor that Red Mage always defers to allow me to pronounce is San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com, and they work in tandem with all our other sponsors, Steel Series, Cyberground, and Max Integration. So special thanks to them, and special thanks to each and every one of you kicking it with us here in the Justin TV chat or hanging out with us in the Battle.net channel. But you know what? I'm going to do the In Control routine, man. I don't care. I'm going to hype. I'm going to hype a little bit because we've got such big, gigantic, earth-shaking 2012-esque news on the way, and I'm dying to just call it out right now. You have no idea how much I wish I could, but we still got a few things to finalize.
Are you going to have a Shiva blast?
Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Go outside.
I'm going to do it. For those of you who don't know what a Shiva blast is, go check out the FX comedy The League. Even if I'm not a big fantasy football guy, but this show is hilarious, and it is absolutely hilarious. So go check out The League on FX.
The League introduced the phrase vaginal hubris into the lexicon, okay? That alone, and if nothing else more, that alone makes it worthy of your time, I promise.
Yeah, it's definitely a show worth watching. It's very, very funny and a whole lot of fun to just watch. I of course got it on Xbox. I bought it off the Xbox Marketplace, so it's very, very cool to just watch that. I know you and I kind of hung out for days and watched all those episodes while we were trying to get some work done, and we just couldn't because we were too busy laughing at The League. So. Oh
no, absolutely. So, apparently there was an issue in the stream too. The stream was stuttering, but it seems to be okay now. So I'm gonna hippity hope that the lag issues are resolved as we pull into our next game here. Yeah, I think we're doing okay now. It's seem to be running pretty decent. Frame rate loss a little bit there, but yeah, we look pretty good, Red Mage. I think we're going to be just fine. Just a one-time fluke. Mumble of Doom, who I got to say, it's Mumble of Doom taking on Baltica. Mumble of Doom has got to be having one of the most surreal periods in his life right now. He's basically become a B-list internet celebrity in the StarCraft community just because of his famous appearance on Newbie Tuesday on, I think it was either the last Newbie Tuesday or the Newbie Tuesday before that of Day 9, and his name so very memorable, and Day 9's, of course, trademark joke about the player name, Mumble of Doom's, I'm going to kill you and eat your children. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'll slit your throat and drink your blood. It's okay. But Mumble of Doom taking on Baltica. Mumble of Doom going to be our Zerg player after being singled out and given a semi-public, well, not semi-public, extremely public lesson by Day 9, our pink Zerg player down in the south here on IC Cup Test Bug, and Baltica, our Protoss challenger, up with this brushed blue, as you love to say it. I love that. I think that is just the most adorable thing in the world. The brushed blue Protoss challenger up in the northern lands, up in the wetlands here, so to speak. So, and I'm just, we're trying to make the games exciting through our cast. But let's be honest, we're casting Bronze and Silver League players, so there's only so much high-level analysis we can try to provide. But that's kind of beside the point. The point of watching Bronze and Silver League players play is you see so much stuff you never would otherwise, and that's what makes this so fun, Red Mage.
Oh yeah, and it's just cool because a lot of time, and this is kind of why we created this kind of event for the IG community. Because before we were doing like the normal open games, and then we do the Omega Cups or the Omega things and things like that. And really, you and I sat down and we're like, how do we get younger players, or younger? I mean that as far as league goes, right. not as far as age, but how can we really get younger players into the tournament scene? And that's kind of where we came up with this idea, mostly so I could participate in an event and not get completely smushed out of my mind in the first round. So this has actually been a lot of fun. Like every time I see something, I see player, I see different strategies that I can use, and even watching the pros play, yeah, you're like, oh man, I can totally do that, and then you try to play, and it's almost impossible to pull off the same thing, because it's like, I can't do that, what? And then but watching the betas and things like that, it's like, oh, I can totally do that, and just watching that play. So it's very helpful for me as a bronze player to to get an idea about what is possible, and also how a lot of the newer players are thinking about the game, and because old eyes see old things, and the new players see fresh and interesting ways to play things. Where people are like, oh, I don't want to use the Reaper, it sucks, it's completely buffed out. But lately, you and I have talked about like a lot more of the pro players have been coming in with the Reapers, and the lower leaguers have really come out and started using the Reapers as massive harassment tools. So this is the kind of thing that you want to watch, because these are the guys that are going to start climbing the ladder very, very quickly with their very interesting approaches to the meta game, and they could easily shape the way that this game is played in the near future.
No, absolutely. Yeah, very well said, my friend. Very articulate way of explaining it. And one thing you did,
I was eloquent.
You were very eloquent. Very well said. And probably the other thing that we really want to do here is so often it's so easy to sit back and not want to ladder and just go, I'll just play StarCraft against the AI and ladder once in a while, and I'll watch all my favorite pro players. Once you get in and even if you do just moderately well in a beta divisional or a tournament like this, if you're a bronze or silver leaguer, you get bitten by that competitive bug. And we know that based on one of our own little players, Voss, who won a beta divisional at one point, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been helping us out with some other events, etc. Voss got bit by the competitive bug. He's already up to platinum, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think he got double promoted after the ladder unlocked, and he's been playing his butt off, and he's just been bitten by that competitive bug. And we want to see more players get that joy out of esports that we love so much. So, anyway, back to the game. We saw the Hatch first build out of Mumble of Doom follow that up with his spawning pool and 2 extractors. That's actually pretty fast to have 2 extractors up at that point. So, maybe doing something gas heavy. Maybe he just wants a lot of gas, because doesn't matter either way. He's got that spine crawler on the way, and down here over at the up here over the Protoss base, I should say. Baltica has gone for 2 gate robo, tacked on that 3rd a little bit later, now tacking on a 4th, so 4 gate robo off of 1 base. Kind of hard to afford that. Probably going to have to contact the credit union to extend a line of credit, but probably going to see a Nexus out of him at some point, I would hope, or just an all-in push. Either way, Baltica's gearing up to look like a baller.
His Nexus is writing checks his Protoss can't cash.
Yeah, his probes can't cash.
His probes can't cash. That's right. Oh, man.
I just noticed his sign. Look, real men drill deep. That's awesome. Look over at the gold minerals just north of the Zerg's base. Anyway.
That is awesome. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's also a gentleman's club. Yeah, there it is. The gentleman's club, also just south of it, the Supernova Gentleman's Club. Just south of that. So that's always interesting to see too. I love the little things.
Is that Kerrigan? That looks like Kerrigan hair on that chick. I'd pay to see Kerrigan strip.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually, it's funny. I've been reading the StarCraft books, and they actually have the first introduction of Kerrigan to Jim Raynor, and she absolutely thinks he's a pig, and he's like, what? And the reporter that's with him is like, she's a telepath. Oh, crap.
And I could just hear his voice, too. It's like, what, darling? One of those things. Anyway, the Nexus, 3/4 of the way complete here by Baltica. Very passive play out of both players, and really that's kind of the standard for our Bronze and Silver League beta divisionals here. Mumble of Doom, really, he's zerglinged up. He's got 3 spine crawlers. He's ready to try and deal with any kind of aggression. Very, very gas heavy. 4 extractors up already. And there's the reason why. I'm going to follow it up with a Spire, doing a little bit of 2 base Mutalisk, and the Observer of Baltica. If he's paying attention, it's going to spot that Spire as well, so probably going to want to get somewhere in the vicinity, at least, of Blink Stalker tech to try and deal with that adequately. So 4 gates, 1 robo, and yes, we do see the Twilight Council up. No Blink tech on the way, just has enough money for it now. He'll get around to it when he gets around to it. But, both players playing pretty solid. And this is what's fun to watch, because these guys... and nobody plays StarCraft and would come out and compete in a tournament like this unless they wanted to get better, unless they work on their game. And, yes, we know they're behind. They're making some questionable decisions. Zerg's floating 800 minerals already on just 2 bases, and we see some very questionable force fields here. I think those were just thrown down just in anticipation of the possible Zergling response. But what matters is these guys are showing that they pay attention to what they see on day 9. They pay attention to what they see out of the pro players. They pay attention and try to improve, because they're basically on the right path here, Red Mage.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. We see a little bit more of a pressure. He's almost.
There he goes.
You can't leave that alone with one hit point. You can't leave that let that sit there with 1 hit point. That would have been tragic.
Oh, here we go. The Zerglings surround. He's in a pretty good position, close to a wall. Nope, the Zerglings get the full surround, and this could be very dastardly for Baltica. Yes, there we go. Going to clean this up, so good instincts there from Mumble of Doom. Now he's going to go ahead and counterattack. The Speedlings stampeding their way across the map, not going to pay attention to the real men drill deep. They don't care. They do not get sexual innuendo because they are Zerglings. Moving directly into the mineral patch, no, he's going to run up the ramp, actually. No sentry there to block that. So he's going to get the run around, get a good look at everything that's going on, going to make it into the main probe line, and here we go. There is I think that was, is that the attack move, or, yeah, he's using the attack move. I was going to see, he may have used the whole position command. So many probes being slaughtered here. Zealot's here to deal with it, but GGF me, says Baltica. So Mumble of Doom says, yeah, GG, man, it's fine. Anyway, yeah, this is a best of three, so Mumble of Doom jumping out to a 1-0 lead here. This best of three matchup here in our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
It certainly is, AC, and don't forget about our Magic Card giveaway that we've been doing now for the past couple of days, sponsored by our great martial arts sponsor there. Again, the only thing you have to do is just be a follower of ours at Justin TV or twitchtv.com, depending on which one you're watching us on. And then you just send me an email at contest@itsgosu.com. Leave me your nickname right there and some sort of creative message. I've been getting some very creative ones the last couple of days. And, I want some Magic Cards. Give me some Magic Cards. This is my nickname. Throw me the Magic Cards. Whatever. And, you have till basically the end of the semifinals to send in those emails. The moment the the finals start, I stop taking the emails, and then we use the magic computer there. It'll randomly pick out. We're going to give away 2. I'm going to say we're going to give away 2. Normally it's just 1, but we're going to give away 2 tonight.
Yep.
For this event. Just because Mr. Mini-Me isn't here to say no. So
here's a question that's bound to come up, and I don't know the answer to, and I hope I'm not being a jerk by asking you in public here. Are people who have already won the contest once eligible to enter again?
I believe so. I don't think that we have a rule that says no. Okay,
just making sure. I just wanted to confirm because I see Thor fan, our European superhero, who sits up to the wee hours in the morning to enjoy our antics here online. And I know he hearts the Magic Cards. He's even got the monkey with the hard eyes drawn here in the Justin TV chat. So, Thor fan, if you want to enter again, so far as I'm concerned, go for it. Anyone who's already won, do it. No problem, guys. Once again, I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com, by our rest of our sponsors, SteelSeries, of course, our new lead sponsor. So proud to announce that sponsorship. That just happened this week, so you're going to be seeing more events, more cash and prizes on the line, as well as the rest of our sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jiu-Jitsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. The last sponsor there, the San Yamabushi sponsor, responsible for our Magic the Gathering card giveaways. So special props to them. If you like Magic the Gathering, at least give them a click or two. Head on over to sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, while we wait to get set up in our next game here, I just got the invite, baller. But as we're waiting to get the ready check and all that, I'm going to continue to run the hype machine into overdrive. Major announcement coming out concerning IG and a new acquisition. That's as far as I'm going to go. New acquisition. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say what it's concerning, but a new acquisition is going to expand the IG sphere of influence, and I'll give you one more hint. We'll see you at Anaheim, guys. Anyway, moving on. Jumping into the game. Game 2 of Mumble of Doom versus Baltica. Another PVZ, this time going to be on Xel'Naga Caverns. So, Red Mage, what do you think? Mumble of Doom looks pretty strong. I'm not going to lie.
Mumble of Doom has definitely improved over what he showed at from day 9. Really, he's those replays that he had were very interesting, and I think he's definitely taken that kind of advice to heart and really modified the way he's played to get a little bit smoother. I know a lot of times I watched a couple of his other replays so on some other sites, and there was kind of a disconnect between his opening game and then his mid game. There was a huge gap, which is pretty prevalent in bronze and silver level players. I mean, I still have a huge gap in my opening to mid game, but it seemed like that time he really had that ready to go. It wasn't a very smooth transition, but it was just enough to not break the shocks. And I think that something like that is tremendous. And if Baltica really showed a whole lot of guts moving out there. A lot of times we'll see, bronze and silver leaguers waiting till the 150 or 200 food army before they start moving out of their base. And both of these guys really had an opportunity. They both kind of went out on the field a little bit, took a little bit of map possession, and Baltica really pressed it right to the front of Mumble's base, and kudos to him for doing that, because that was just awesome that he came out of that base early enough, I would think, for such a young player. As far as
we got to find a new word,
league
man.
is concerned.
We don't want to say lower leaguers,
like,
that's kind of a statement that Red Mage and I have agreed upon. We don't like the term lower leaguers because it implies that you're somehow not as good in life. Yes, you're not as good at StarCraft. That's fine, but you're the Gosus of tomorrow. You're the guys. And I made this comment in the BattleNet chat as well. And I think a lot of people need to pay a bit more attention to this. 90% of players in StarCraft 2 are below Diamond and Master League. So, yeah, the players who are not the best, who lack mechanics and all that stuff, those guys make up the majority of StarCraft 2 players. So, I don't think it's a good idea to be insulting that kind of an audience. So, we don't like the term lower leaguers.
Yeah, I hate it, but I can't find I don't have the English capacity to put that.
Give me a few minutes. I'll actually devote some gray matter to it, what little bit's left. And,
that's right.
We'll see if we can't come up with something. So we're going to see 2 gates actually before the Cybernetics core. Maybe looking to pour on a little bit of Zealot pressure. Nope, going to leave him at home. No problem. And again, out of Mumble of Doom says, I'm going to get up my spawning pool first. Spawning pool.
We could do Junior Gosus.
Junior?
Junior Gosus.
Junior could work. Junior could work. But see, it's like whenever we say that, though, that's going to sound shoehorned into the conversation.
That's true. Yeah,
we need plus, something that sounds natural.
Plus, it kind of opens us up to jokes.
Oh yes, of course. Especially since you're Red Mage Jr.
Yeah,
Red Mage Jr. Ha ha ha
ha ha ha ha. I told you, Dad. Don't call me Junior.
Shut up, Mom. Leave me alone, Mom. I'm busy, Mom. But anyway, Baltica chrono boosting out his his warp gate research now. The 2 gates went down first, and he's got a pretty decently high Zealot count right now. Now tacking on a 3rd gateway, so I think he's just freestyling it. He said, you know what, I don't know how many gates I want. I'll get them as I please, all right? Don't worry about it, bro. It's fine. Then back here.
He just keeps them on order, that's all. Just ready to go. One goes down, make another one.
Back here in Mumble of Doom's base, you have to take an expansion, so no idea what's going on. This is going to be some kind of an all-in push. If a Zerg 1 base is much past the 6-minute mark, he's pretty much done, and given that he's already popped up another extractor, I'm just going to say he's going to be on 1 base. Roach Warren is up. He's looking to probably go for a big-time Roach push. I'm thinking maybe, and this would be a throwback to the beta, like a 7 Roach push, 7 Roach rush. That's kind of nasty, not going to lie. And especially the way it matches up with what Baltica's doing here. There's no Overlord. Well, there is. This guy's way out of position. But to do a 7 Roach push against a Protoss opponent, needs to have the Overlord kind of hanging around right about here. That way he has high ground vision, and the Roaches can all gather at the bottom of the ramp and shoot upwards at these Zealots, which do not match up well at all against Roaches. But, hey, just throwing the thought out there here. Mumble of Doom, he's got his own ideas. Doesn't need me in his ear telling him what to do. But yeah, so, see, Junior Gosus, what else would be good? Now you got me thinking about 4 warp gates out, by the way. Very delayed 4 warp gate. The 4 warp gates just finishing at the 640 mark. We're going to see the warp gate technology finishing up. Double pyloning, so yeah, we are going to see a kind of disjointed 4 warp gate push out of Baltica. Extremely Zealot heavy already. And that's not going to match up well at all with the fact that the Spine Crawlers are already in the base here of Mumble of Doom, as well as the Roach Warren. So Mumble of Doom, again, he's basically all in at this point. I mean, unless he just smashes this and then runs down to the Protoss base and does a crap ton of damage. The Zerg just cannot 1 base this long without falling hopelessly behind. Probe goes down, and I like this. Look at this. I'm saying, yeah, I'm Bronze Silver League. Doesn't matter. I know how high ground mechanics work. I'm going to plant this down low so I can warp into the high ground as my proxy pylon because I'm a baller that way. Baltica getting a little frisky with his units now. 1 Stalker looks like about, call it 6 Zealots, and 1 Sentry just going to be able to walk up the ramp. Not a problem. That Spine Crawler count, though, going to be quite intimidating, especially when you combine that with, let's see, how many Roaches? Wow, he's got a real good Roach count at 13 now, and he's caught way out of position. The Roaches are going to engage, going to be able to take down a good number of these Zealots before they get anywhere near safety. Back at the proxy pylon, no warp-ins taking place yet, and Mumble of Doom smells blood in the water, just going to chase him down, actually going to let him run on back. So Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a perfectly missed opportunity right there. I didn't mean to cut you off there, I see, but yeah, Baltica had a perfectly missed opportunity to throw down that shield right there on the ramp and lock Mumble of Doom back in his base to give him more time to get away.
Nope, you're exactly right. And even that's a good point. He could have thrown it at the bottom of the ramp or even at the top, and he would have been able to cut off a handful of roaches and maybe turn around and target fire those down. Oh, no, the sentry's going to be no, not going to be caught. Guess Mumble of Doom wasn't paying attention to the minimap at that moment. The hatchery down now, though, from Mumble of Doom, so he's still very, very far behind. If we go to the income tab, we can see he's 10 harvesters down to his opponent. Not a good place for any Zerg to be in terms of a PvZ. But Baltica still, he's trying to pour the pressure on. His units took a little bit of a beating there because he's got 2 Zealots in the red, 2 in the orange, the rest in the green. But he's going to continue to push. And oh, look at this, 4 more Stalkers. All of a sudden, this has gotten a little bit beefier. The Stalkers match up very well against Roaches. No creep here, so the Roaches are going to be slow. Here we go, force field usage, going to be important here. Bronze level force fields doing a good job locking him in front of the Zealots there. So not terrible usage of the force fields. Good Stalker count. Now the Guardian shields pop all at once, and there's the GG from Mumble of Doom. So Baltica gonna tie things up 1-1 here in this opening round of our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Oh yeah, what a great job there by Baltica right there. Really trying to put the pressure on there. We thought that he was going to have an unsuccessful matchup, I would say, versus Mumble there at first with all those roaches, but then he pulled back, waited for a few minutes, waited to get the right composition, and moved in right after Mumble did decide to put down that expansion. So that was a perfect timing push right there. It came in, guns blazing, both guns blazing right there, and he was able to take down Mumble of Doom to tie it up. So that was fantastic. So again, we want to thank everybody for watching us live or on the VODs, really, on Justin.tv or TwitchTV.com. And of course, hanging out with me in the chat. Because, of course, while AC is running the camera and really giving you guys some top-notch...
Yeah, everybody talks crap behind my back. I see how it is, guys. I'm reading it. Yeah, I'm pumping out. I'm reading the chat. That's right. Star Wars is fantasy. It's not science fiction, all right? And I don't like the medic chick. She's a nursing school dropout who runs around in the equivalent of sweatpants. She's not hot. I said it. We can have a logical debate on this if you want, but that's fine. Talking on me behind my back. Jerks. What jerks?
You know what's great is I was actually watching, and this is gonna sound really bad. I actually watched Bridezilla's on Wii TV. I think it's great. But they had a Where Are They Now kind of a thing, and one of the girls, like, everybody was like, oh God, I really hope she's not. And she was like, I'm a nurse, or I'm in pre-med or med school or whatever like that. And everyone was like, oh my God, please don't tell me she's gonna be a nurse or whatever, because she had like the worst, like, absolute temper of anybody.
Right.
And then she's like, well, I want to clarify this. I'm not really in pre-med because you have to have a bachelor's degree, but I'm studying nursing at the vocation school, and I'm trying to get a what do you call that, a thing in what's that thing, honey? And her husband's like, you're trying to get an influence on microbiology. Yeah, that's it.
An influence?
And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like, you don't even know what you're studying.
Exactly.
Why don't you stick in a needle?
But doesn't she just... have you listened to her little avatar when you click on her and the crap she says? Man, she has one good quote. I will give her that. She does quote the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager. Star Trek being real science fiction and not the magical woo-woo BS of Star Wars, might I add. But that's the one good quote. The rest of the time, she's like, I don't know if that should hurt or not. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's one of those people, man. She's one of those people who goes to school for like 1 year and a half and tells everyone, it's like, yeah, I'm a nurse. All she does is walk around and clean up piss and crap, man. That's what she does. That's who you think's hot. You do. Not me.
She's not a candy striper. She's a licensed medical professional.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I've checked her credentials.
Oh, I'm sure you... Oh, is that what they're calling it now? Is that what they're calling it now?
That's exactly what it is. I've checked her doctorate degree.
All right, guys. Enough of that nonsense. I'm AC. That's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com, brought to you by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries. Check them out online. And, of course, by the rest of our sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Son Yamabushi Jujutsu in combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them online at sonyamabushi-goju.com. So, we got our next game set up. I'm yet to get the invite. Hopefully that's taking place at the moment. I'm going to pop this back up, by the way. This is just so awesome. SKS Storm, he did not only the artwork that we have in the background there of our opening screen, but this awesome little calendar showcasing our events. And again, I hate that, he worked so hard on this, I'm sure. It looks amazing. Going to be outdated for a good reason very, very soon because we're adding a lot more events, especially following the announcement that we're going to be making in the next few days. Big, big time announcement. Again, my 2 hints are to say it's going to expand our sphere of influence, and it involves an acquisition of sorts, and we'll see you at Anaheim. So, but so speculate away. It's going to be fun times, for real. But with that acquisition, as well as with our adding of sponsors like SteelSeries, we're going to be having more events, more stuff going on for all levels of play, Beta, Alpha, Omega Divisionals, more stuff going on all across. And we're actually going to be trying to expand to European tournaments as well. So all you Euro fans out there, we can't wait to get you into the games as well. So, Red Mage, where we at, my friend?
They accidentally started the game without us.
So Beta Divisionals, how I love you so much.
So I'm trying to hook us up into another game right here. I believe we may be able to get one in here momentarily. So one more moment, I believe. I'm checking with Dark here in the background here to see who we can cast next.
Absolutely. By the way, special thanks to all the guys behind the scenes there. Voss423 hanging out in the Justin TV chat. The guy is absolutely amazing. And I forgot to turn my phone off. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Don't I feel like a jerk? Yeah, you want to hear my phone ring, guys? Ready? Let's see if it'll ring again. Come on, ring again. Interrupt my cast. Will you do that for me?
The professionalism
they hung up.
Is astounding.
Well, no, I usually turn my ringer off, so. But, whoops. And at least this time I remember my cell phone, but...
We are having an off day because we've been so brain fried throughout the day. You especially, You've been up.
I've been up a long time. The beginning motions of what has been set in motion and what it looks to be some major, and not just major in terms of us. This is news that, not gonna lie, guys, when we break this news, you're gonna see it probably somewhere near the front page of Team Liquid. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty big stuff. And so yeah, when we break this news, but yeah, everything was set in motion about 5 a.m. this morning, and I was just getting ready to go to bed because I've been up all night working on some stuff for the website. And I kind of rolled through. I took a 2-hour nap a little bit earlier, but since then I've been up. I'm a little frazzled, a little fried, but hey, what else is new, right, guys? And so thanks again to everyone hanging out with us in the IG chat on Justin TV and hanging out with us in the BattleNet chat as well. Just calling a few names out that I see here. AES 1209, Antarianism, heart to him. I know he put together some graphics for us as well on the IG website. Mikamura, Mumbles of Life, which I'm going to imagine is probably Mumbles of Death. And I trust him enough to know he's not stream cheating. I'm sure he's just got the stream muted. Plaf08, SC Tekken, Shakemaster52, and our European hero, who is probably like 3 in the morning for him right now, Thor fans. So thanks so much to you guys, as well as everyone else joining us. If you're not logged in, it's a real pleasure to have you here with us. So.
Thor fan, where are you from anyway, buddy?
Yeah, can we ask? We hate to be...
I hate to call you out, but yeah, where are you? I mean, I kind of saw where you were from you winning the cards the other day, but I didn't really put that into things. So where are you, Thor fan?
I'm waiting on that response. SKS Storm says, I'm going to laugh. It doesn't make the front page. I don't know if it will, to be honest, SKS Storm. I promise you, it's going to be big news. It's going to be big news. It's going to be big time. I doubt it's going to be like a featured post or any of that nonsense. But it's going to be pretty debated and talked about. So Thor fan says 2. So he's from the number 2. Excellent. Oh, no, it's 2 a.m. Okay, Germany.
2 a.m. So Germany,
we had to wait for the Germans to get here. But
the fatherland. That's excellent. I actually grew up in Stuttgart and Hamburg. So yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, did you hear that? I forgot about that. You've got the German connection.
I do, yeah. That's why my English is so bad.
Oh, Lord. Thanks so much again, guys. Yeah, I know we're vamping. You're probably getting bored of hearing us. Yes, the Deutschland, says Plaf08. But see, yeah, we're trying to get our next game up. Our bronze and silver league players that we love so much went ahead and started the game without us, so we're trying to catch another game to jump into.
Yeah, we're actually hopping into Dark Passenger versus Riot. It's a PVZ on Zelnaga Caverns. We're actually jumping into their bumper match. It's tied 1-1 right now in this best of 3. These guys are actually playing in the round of 16. So yeah, so there we go. So we're still going to wind up right there. And the winner of this will actually take on Plaf, which I think is going to be pretty cool because I like Plaf just because Every time I see that name, for some reason, I think Lake Placid, which is an amazing movie in and of itself. Right,
it's
there,
terrible. It's
and
terrible.
Oliver Platt. Oh, what are you talking about? That anytime you hear Betty White swear, it is considered one of the greatest movies of all time.
What the hell is up with the internet's obsession with Betty White? Would someone explain that to me? I don't get it.
Because it's Betty White.
But she's just another old actress who was in Golden Girls. She's like the last one alive. That's the only reason anyone gives a shit. But it's like, I don't understand it. It's like, hey, I have nothing against Betty White, but it's like, she got an appearance on SNL like 10 years after her career officially nosedived. She's in Snickers commercials now because the internet fell in love with Betty White for no reason. No reason.
I actually have a shirt that says "Nobody F's with Betty White."
But it doesn't even make sense. What's the origin of this? Did she do something awesome at some point that I'm not aware of?
It's just because I think she's old and she's like a great comic actress. I think she's one of the oldest comic actresses alive.
She plays a ditzy bimbo, man. She's not even the slutty one. Blanche was the slutty one, so it's like.
Blanche was the slutty one.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I did like how they tried to remake the Golden Girls with Hot in Cleveland, which was a good show for a little while, and then it kind of died off relatively quickly. But
by the way, Bronze and Silver League players never do what Dark Passenger just did. Love you, Dark Passenger. Do not ever stop all your workers from mining to try to kill one probe, and the probe goes home and with red health and full shields. Don't ever do that. He just lost like 100 minerals worth of mining time there at the very least. So. But anyway, just wanted to point that out. We are doing StarCraft, so when I have a chance, I want to offer what analysis I can.
Oh, apparently the obsession with Betty White is that she smells like tuna and is 90 years old, and that's what it is. A lot of people have a grandmother fetish.
Okay, well, the grandmother fetish explains a lot. I was going to say smells like tuna. See, if she smells like tuna, that's probably an upgrade from most old people. Most old people smell like poop and lotion. Yes, poop and lotion. That is the smell.
Lotion.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Pick a nursing home, walk in. Tell me it doesn't smell like poop and lotion. It does. I'm telling you.
It's always cold.
Yeah. That's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference, by the way. You remember when MC Pee Pants jumped into the body of the old man when he was reincarnated? And
that's right.
And Meatwad went in and said, I don't want to be here. He smells like poop and lotion. But
so good. I always love MC Chris in that role because I love MC Chris to begin with because I'm a big nerdcore guy. So MC Lars and MC Chris are just hilarious with their stuff. And I don't know if you've listened to MC Lars or not, but he actually has a literature degree as well. So he does a lot of songs. I highly recommend his song Ophelia. It actually is a almost perfect Cliff Notes version of Hamlet.
Excellent.
And it is absolutely amazing. And he does a lot of stuff with Edgar Allan Poe and things like that.
Now you've got me interested. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it's called "Hey There, Ophelia," is a fantastic song. So if you're looking there, since you turned me on to Ronald Jinkies, I want to turn you on to MC Lars.
By the way, have you heard any of Jinkies' nerdcore stuff?
I have heard
his rap songs. Oh yeah, so good, so good. But now I'm gonna have that song in my head. It says 100,000 or big baby grand in the ballroom. It go boom boom boom. It's so good, so good. But then again, whenever you say like "Hey There, Ophelia," do you remember the movie, the Danny DeVito movie? I can't remember what it was. It was like he ended up having to teach English lit to a bunch of army students, like a bunch of really stupid army people.
Oh yeah, and he taught them Hamlet. That was Renaissance Man.
Yes, and the extremely hot black chick that was in Clueless. She was like one of the major characters, and I just remember that little silly song that they sung for him when he came into class that one day. As soon as you said, "Hey there, Ophelia." But yes, there's our obscure movie reference of the day, guys. Probably going to be plenty more because it is our Bronze Silver League Beta Divisional. Not to say we love casting these guys. It just sometimes there's a little dead time. Okay, I'm just got to call it what it is. Sometimes there's not a lot of aggression. We got to find a way to fill the void, so to speak. So we see 3 gates plus a robotics facility now out of Riot, tacking on a few stalkers to keep himself safe. In general, probably going to be trying to take a Nexus at some point. Dark Passenger went for the Nexus first. Now he's got 2 extractors up off the spawning pool. No metabolic boost research on the way yet, despite having 2 extractors up down at his natural. So, yeah, he doesn't want metabolic boost. That's fine enough for me. Hey, I'm not Dark Passenger. It's fine with me, bro. But, yeah, there we go. Now we're caught up. Now we can talk about movies again.
Yeah, no, you know what I saw this morning, and a lot of people aren't going to get this, but I saw I saw two great David Hasselhoff movies. I know it's hard to believe that they were able to find two really good ones with David Hasselhoff in them. One, of course, was Nick Fury. Oh,
don't think I've ever seen it. Don't think I've ever seen it. And by the way, Riot takes down a stray Overlord. This is the problem, Zergy. All my Zergy friends, the Overlord spread you want, but you don't want it this early in the game. It's great to have map control and map vision, but whenever you're playing a Protoss, it is almost always going to be favoring Sentry Stalker against you, especially into the mid-game. Do not get your Overlords out over too easily accessible terrain. Right now, if Riot were being a good little Tossy and being more active with his units, Passenger could lose at least 1, 2, 3... even 4 if he decided to really poke down here. At least 4 Overlords. So be very careful. So Dark Passenger, he's got map vision right now, but he's risking about 400 minerals worth of Overlords. But anyway, back to Nick Fury. Tell me about Nick Fury, since I haven't seen
Nick Fury. It's basically Samuel L. Jackson's character, and it's Nick Fury from all the Marvel comics, the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. and things like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he was actually the original Nick Fury, which I'm really glad that they went with Samuel L. Not that I don't love David Hasselhoff, because again, that's a German thing. We love David Hasselhoff, and the other one was actually the New Musketeers, where it was David Hasselhoff, Corbin Burnson. I can't remember the third one, but they were living in L.A. and doing good things, for the people there in L.A. as the descendants of the Musketeers. So if you're into bad movies like I am, check those two out. Nick Fury, it is almost as good as Jean-Claude Van Damme's portrayal of Guile in the original Street Fighter movie.
And you know what? I don't leave something. What pisses me off?
Wait, there's StarCraft to be had before we get into
Zergling's moving out. Yes, we'll get back to that. I have something to say about that. Anyway, Passenger going to get a little froggy with these Zerglings. No Zergling speed upgrade quite yet. It's about 3/4 of the way done. 6 more Roaches on the way. The Roach count right up around, call it 14 Roaches at the moment. So he's trying to get up and around. This would be a decent time to push. Only one cannon here to defend these Zerglings. Not going to be benefited at all by the lack of speed. Now the Roaches push here. This is not going to work out well at all for Passenger. I do not believe that Immortal is going to be so essential in chasing this off. Zealots need to be pulled back. There we go. So a good defense there by Riot. Dark Passenger way ahead in supply at the moment, though. The Infestation Pit on the way. About even in Harvesters, but I got a feeling that's probably going to change to favor Riot so long as he's on top of his macro and begins producing probes out of this and chrono boosting them at the same time. So the Glio Reconstitution on the way as well. So it looks like Passenger wants to favor Roach play, at least into the mid-game here.
Oh, yeah. And we see the +1 going down right now for Riot, and I'm just going to let that battle continue. He's going to mow down that small force of Roaches there and walk right into the big force of Roaches.
Oh, yeah, here we go. The Immortal way out front. He's got to be careful. That Immortal only going to stay alive so long. The Roaches caught up and surrounded Zergling style by the Roaches as they walk shoulder to shoulder. He apparently was a convert, but they didn't trust him, so they killed him anyway. And the Roaches, not good force fields at all, but that's okay. It doesn't look like Riot's going to have any trouble dealing with this. Little bit of poor control here out of Passenger. Having to pull back, he had the advantage there for a point, but getting a little bit flustered in the heat of the action is going to allow Riot to continue now tacking on yet another photon cannon. He's got the pylons here to block that as well. And I'll tell you what I'd really like to see. I like the Passengers going up to Infestor Tech. He's already got the pathogen glands on the way. 3 Infestors now being produced. Banelings would do really, really well at this moment if he could incorporate an Ice Fisher style sort of Baneling rush, or excuse me, not Baneling rush, but Baneling drop. More gateways being produced again by Riot. So Riot, both players, they're playing pretty solid, man. I got to say, I'm going to guess these are 2 Silver League players. They're looking pretty all right.
Yeah, they're definitely doing pretty good. I also like the fact that Riot does not have his complete wall up by the Nexus there.
Yeah, here we go. The Roaches engaging again. They're trying to inch their way away from the photon cannon. The Stalker count, though, pretty high. It's all going to come down to micromanagement. Passenger doing a real good job using his Roaches to target fire Stalkers as opposed to the Stalkers, which are just kind of firing all willy-nilly. Passenger, though, been deciding to pull back, save what forces he can. Now here come the Speedlings, and that's honestly, if he had waited for speed and put together a bigger push that all came at once instead of these 2 or 3 small pushes, I think he would have been in great shape, as is, though. Oh, here we go. The Infestors moving out. They've got enough energy for 1 fungal growth. If he can bait Riot out, he's not going to have to bait him. Riot's doing it himself, so there no fungal growth.
Misclick, no.
Oh, and he gets a couple of the Stalkers here. That's really going to turn the tide of the battle. Another fungal growth. He gets the immortal. That's essential. So, but yeah, a little bit of miscontrol there by Passenger cost him. He had the infestors in position. Could have done a lot more damage than he did here. And I feel like he's really falling prey to the whole, well, I want to be aggressive, so attack, attack, attack mentality. He's just letting his units stream out and trickle out a little bit of a time, and they're kind of just breaking against the defensive Riot like waves against the shore.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of hard because Zerg is a swarm army. You need a swarm, and that's right. Really where they excel, is if you can get them in a huge bulk like that, is where they do the most damage. Where something like the Protoss, you don't need as many, but I mean a small little Stalker ball, a small little Zealot ball will generally do a good amount of damage because you get a good concave with the Zealots tanking a lot of damage.
Right.
And Terrans are basically the same way.
No, I couldn't agree more. Very good analysis there, my friend. Very good tips.
I'm getting better. Look at that. Hey,
you're always
gold star on Red Mage's board.
Put it up. Stick it on your forehead, man. You earned it. We'll get you one of those personal pan pizza certificates that you got for reading a lot of books in grade school. But,
God, I still remember those.
Oh yeah. But so Passenger, though, maintaining a good amount of map control. This is going to be a good time to follow through with my comment. I hate the Street Fighter movie, the live action, or the actual real life Street Fighter movie, because that was Raul Julia's last movie, and that's how he's going to be remembered.
It's a sad thing. And not for Adam's Family Values, or his brilliant on stage performances in Shakespeare and things like that. Nope.
He is forever the worst M. Bison of all history, and that was the last thing he did before he died. That's got to suck. And Raul Julia was such a baller too. He really was. Oh
yeah, it is kind of like Canadian bacon for John Candy. Really.
The world needs more John Candies, man. That breaks my heart. Seriously, when's the last time you've seen anywhere, be it on screen, on radio, and books, a guy like John friggin' Candy, man? We need more John Candy.
It's real hard to find it. Yeah, most people nowadays are trying to be like a Chris Farley or. I guess Seth Rogen is considered the new John Candy.
Oh, BS. I don't like Seth Rogen.
He just doesn't have that caliber of John Candy awesomeness, in my opinion. I like Seth Rogen enough to see a bunch of his movies. Not his heartsy kind of stuff, but some of his more better comedies like Pineapple Express and stuff like that. But we'll see what's going on here. A couple of Zerglings did lose their lives here trying to patrol in, but there's a fight on the gold.
Absolutely. This is a gigantic Stalker Ball going to match up very, very well against the Roaches. Fungal Growth is the only thing that's going to make the difference here. Passenger throwing out 2 infested Terrans. Don't think those guys are going to turn the tide of the battle. The Roaches being kind of mis-microed, and this is what you call over-micro. He's trying to control his Roaches, which is great, but he's spending more time moving around and trying to position them than he is actually fighting the battle. Riot really should be pushing right now. He's got to know he's at the advantage. Passenger forced all the way back onto his creep. Riot securing his third quite safely. That Nexus about to complete just as the third hatchery at the gold about to complete as well. And let me D&D that. Thank you.
Well, you know what's funny too is you look at Passenger. He's only got 37 drones to the 54 probes of Riot. So Riot definitely has a huge army advantage with only. He's got 33 Stalkers and 2 Immortals, but it's up against 34 Roaches and only 3 Queens. That's it. That's the entire offensive defensive power of Dark Passenger at this point.
Oh, no, absolutely. Passenger's doing a good job trying to be active on the map, trying to expand. He could stand to take another hatch down here for nothing else than larvae. But right now, Riot, his Stalker count just continuing to build. We're at the 20-minute mark. Both players up over right around 150 supply now out of Riot and 133 out of Passenger, but I'm sure he'll be bouncing upwards as well. Yep, there he goes, up to 140. So we're going to get to see a mid-game. Yay!
Yay! I do like the fact that Dark Passenger has completely spread creep all over that quarter of the board, almost taking up to the entire half of the map there, and I like to see that. It's so rare to see a Zerg player that really at this level that does that good of a creep spread, and so he does a fantastic job with that, I think, and that's going to give him a huge advantage with those Roaches and just about anything else he pulls out on the map.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But again, this Stalker count's so high for Riot. Riot really needs to be doing something with these. He's kind of, the Roach count getting a little higher. These Mutalisks not nearly high enough to turn the tide of battle. In fact, he's going to want to use those for harassment. He does not want to engage a Stalker Ball this large with any kind of Mutalisk count. But, and again, this is what we talk about. If there's any one thing you can expect a little bit in a Bronze Silver League tournament, players kind of a little bit scared to push. They're not very active. You know, I will give Riot credit. He's poking around, but it seems like he just wants to stay on his half of the board and poke around where he feels like it's safe. Passenger kind of doing the same thing. He's been a little bit more aggressive, but at the same time, he's had some mad decision makings, and I'm sure he's going to come back and watch this VOD. So we like what you're doing, Passenger. Just think things through a little bit more and group your units into, as Red Mage put it, the swarm, as is needed to attack with Zerg. Now,
I do like what Passenger's doing here with this Mutalisk.
Yep, swinging down in. Problem is, he's swinging down into this main here. The probes, there's still a few probes here he can take out, but this is basically mined out anyway, so he's not doing a ton of economic damage. He realizes that now. Is going to be bouncing down, but the Stalker's already going to be there. He's going to have to be real careful. He's going to lose these Mutalisks. That's such a high Stalker count. Good exit strategy there by Passenger. And, ooh, now he can swing into the third, doing his best to keep Riot off base, picking off probes where he can. Takes down one more. The Roach is continuing to mass up here right between the Xel'Naga towers. And now the Mutalisk is going to swing back around, so he's going to do a lot more damage. This time Red Mage gets in there, one cannon targeting them down, moves out of position, or excuse me, out of the range of that cannon, now firing down those probes. So many dying, at least a dozen have died so far. The Stalker's late to the party. He's going to move back into the main. However, a few Stalkers are already there to try and chase this away once again. So Passenger now has exploded up over or right to the supply cap. It looks like he's ready to try and make his big push.
Oh, yeah, you know, that would have been a perfect opportunity for Dark Passenger while doing that harassment. Move that army down just a little bit. Try to take out that third base, that sunken third there. Or at least, try to get in there and at least do some damage in there. That would have had the force an army split, and Riot may have kind of had a brain overload trying to go back and forth. So you always, you know, at any time, if you can split your opponent's army, it's fantastic, because the more times he's got to keep clicking back and forth is the less time he can micro. And right there, we're going to see both of the armies pass.
Yeah, moving along, and this is going to come out pretty bad here for Passenger. He's going to have to engage in a suboptimal angle with his Roaches trickling in. The Stalkers either just sit put, they're going to get a good concave, target fires down the hatch, now they turn and start unloading on these Roaches. Good blink micro there. Riot pulling back the Stalkers from the front as they're damaged by the Roaches. The Roaches moving in further and deeper into the concave, so this looks like this is going to very much favor Riot. I think the Immortals need to get up to the front so they can start doing more and more Passenger, beginning to plummet faster and faster as the Roach count gets lower and their fighting prowess lessens by the moment. There we go. That's cleaned up. Now Riot has got to start smelling blood in the water. He's got a ton of Overlords over here he could actually go to work on if he felt like it. And he selects his Stalkers, and he's going to walk back home.
He's going to use that opportunity to take the gold, I guess. And that's kind of smart. You want to do some sort of damage and then take an expansion, but you don't want to let him sit, because again, the longer you let a Zerg sit back, because you don't know. I don't think he's been in there to see if because if Dark Passenger had one or two macro hatches back there, and you know Riot may not know, and he may be able to completely revamp that army very, very quickly, and that's something you've got to be completely aware of with a Zerg force.
There it is, the GG. So yeah, he runs the Roaches in, sees the Stalker count very, very high. Riot says GG as well, and that was the second game, so Riot advances 2-1, correct?
It's 2-1 right there. So yeah, that's going to be Riot. Riot is going to move on to take on Plaf.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Riot once again, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm AC. That's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosuit.com and by our new lead sponsor, SteelSeries. It's been a fun time already, man. I mean, as frazzled as we've been today, I think we're doing all right. We sorted our issues out, and we're ready to go.
Oh yeah, we're definitely having a good time here, and with the betas, it's always a lot of fun to kind of hang out and do that. So we'll be inviting in everybody here to the into the game. This is going to be a whole heap and load of fun, because we're going to go back onto Test Bug, which is again something newer in our map pool here over the last couple of weeks, and we've definitely had a lot of fun with this map. We're finding out new and interesting things on the map with all the little details that Blizzard likes to put in there. But we're going to be fighting. I believe it's going to be a PvP on the Test Bug. So hopefully we'll see somebody actually. Hopefully we'll see somebody actually in the sand area. We've been seeing a lot of dirt in the mechanized area, but not too many people in the sandbar or in the like the desert tundra area on the right-hand side. So I'm hoping to see somebody over there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, my friend, absolutely. Thanks again for joining us, guys, in the IG chat and in the IG BattleNet chat. You can join us anytime in BattleNet, by the way, in the It's Gosu chat channel. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by It'sGosu.com, by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries, and, of course, by the rest of our sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu in combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, what round are we in, my friend? You're the guy who manages the brackets. Tell me, where we is?
Right now, we are coming into the round of 8 here with Plath and Riot. So we're almost to the semifinals right there. So this is going to be kind of cool.
Absolutely, guys.
I thought I was going to have to cough real loud, but I hate when that happens. You get a cough, and of course, there's no mute on this mic, so it's not like I can turn it off. Right. So I try to always
no lie. I'm not going to lie. You probably hear me once in a while. I keep a little towel next to me, so when I have to cough, I turn my head and put the towel over my mouth to try and mute it as best I can, because my mic lacks a mute button as well. So, and see, here's the thing. I'll get if I mute. There you go. I muted and unmuted. You probably heard the music cut out as well. That's why we don't mute through the stream itself. So, anyway, guys, setting up the next game. Going to be Plath and Riot, a PvP here on IC Cup Test Bug. This is our Bronze and Silver League tournament, our RG Beta Divisional. And we love having everybody here. Speaking of all of our tournaments, let me pop that calendar up. Special thanks again to SKF Storm for putting together this baller-ass, very colorful and pretty calendar. And this is actually, again, going to be outdated very soon. You can rely on all of the schedule through June here. But once we hit July, we've got some pretty big flipping news, man. I mean, we managed to land SteelSeries as our sponsor this week. So that's going to allow us to add a lot more events kicking off with our summer series in July. But even aside from that, and I've kind of been harping on, I've been running the hype machine as best as I possibly can. Major announcement going to be coming out from IG sometime in the next few days. It's a big deal. Not going to lie, kind of a big deal. And the only hints I'm willing to give is it involves an acquisition, and we will see you at Anaheim. So, Red Mage, we getting the countdown going, my friend? Our guys ready to go?
I'm still waiting for Riot to give me the ready check.
All right.
I don't know if he popped up, but I know he was asking a question in the It's Gosu chat there if he needed to report his winnings if he was in a casted game. So of course no, because
right.
The admins are watching the game.
Yes, in generally speaking, they are. So. But yeah, so yeah, exciting times, man. You and I have been talking. We a little bit frazzled today. It's been kind of busy, been kind of rough, but we're bulldogging through it. In fact, it's the field is rather thin tonight. And again, I take that on me. I screwed the pooch. I was so busy trying to handle things involving our big news we're going to be announcing that I completely forgot to post this tournament to Reddit and to Zeke and elsewhere. So. Yeah, that's why we got a thin field, but it doesn't matter. So we got 15 dedicated nerd ballers who have shown up to compete for the 1 hour of free coaching that's on the line tonight for first place. And that's something else I want to mention, too. Kicking off in July, we're actually going to be giving away more prizes for our beta and alpha divisionals. Instead of giving away 1 hour of free coaching per event, we're going to be giving away, get ready, 6 hours of free coaching per event. Kicking off in July, 3 hours for first, 2 hours for second, and 1 hour for third place finishers starting in July. So anyway, this is
that's going to be pretty cool right there for that alone. But yeah, and again, don't forget, gang, we are still giving away those magic cards. So if you even if you've won them, you can still win some more packs. But if you're interested in winning free Magic the Gathering Planeswalker Special Edition cards, the only thing that you have to do to enter is because of course we're gonna jab you a little bit there for some patronage, is just to hit the follow button on JustinTV/TwitchTV.com. Then send me an email at contest@itsgosu.com. Tell me I want some cards, sucker. And just give me your nickname there for JustinTV/TwitchTV.com. And you'll have till the end of the semifinals before we cut that, before we stop taking any more emails. And then the random generation computer will pick 2 players, because we haven't heard from Mr. Mini-Me that it's supposed to be only 1. So we're going to make the judgment call. We're going to give away 2 tonight.
Absolutely.
Which is going to be great. So, I'm sure Mr. Mini-Me will be like, well, wait a minute. But we're going to give away 2 tonight. for that. So again, contest at thisgosu.com. All you have to do is just be a follower on our stream. So if you're not already, just hit the follow button. That's it. And of course, we're doing that so we can prove to our sponsors that yes, we are doing something besides yammering for several hours here.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, the reason we are yammering...
Really is yammering.
Yeah, pretty much. The reason we're yammering is we're still waiting. We had a player just kind of disappear on us. And I've had him on the clock, by the way, the moment you said you're waiting on the ready check there, Red Mage. He's got about another 5 or 6 minutes before we're going to have to DQ him. So, yeah, if you're in there, buddy, if anybody knows Riot, send him a message, let him know. We can't sit here and talk forever, otherwise our stream numbers will plummet, and our sponsors will be very, very upset with us. So Red Mage, since we got time to talk, I don't care. I'm going to run the hype machine some more. I think what's coming up for IG really has the potential. You guys are going to be hearing a lot more from us in a lot of ways. And it's not just because of us. It's because of some people we're looking forward to working with in the very, very, very near future. Some of the most amazing guys we've had the pleasure of working with so far in esports. And we're looking to formalize things in a very startling way. So you're going to be hearing a lot more from us. We're going to be finalizing some more sponsorship agreements as well on top of everything else. So I'm pretty friggin' excited, man. Pretty friggin' excited.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty hot, and I do just want to let everybody know that no, it's not that we're gonna get a new guy at the top. We're not gonna replace Dulcim with the Torch Terran.
Oh, well, at least not at the moment. At
least not at the moment. Yeah, I know. Just so you guys are like, oh man, they're just gonna tell us you're gonna get a new logo or something. That's stupid.
No,
it's
trust me.
Actually something that's very, very wicked cool. And I was kind of the last to find out about it because of course I was out and about and not answering my phone like a jerk. So I was the last one, and I am overly excited about it. So I think this is gonna be a whole lot of fun, and it's gonna be one of those things like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes, of course not. And this is like the Spanish Inquisition in reverse, because as we know, the Spanish Inquisition was kind of not awesome. And this is so awesome, it's the opposite of not awesome. See what I did there? How clever am I? Oh, I am so clever. Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. This is the IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com, by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries, and of course by the rest of our sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. That last sponsor, by the way, definitely go check them out right now. They're the reason we get to give away these baller-ass Magic the Gathering cards. And we're going to be giving, we've got, how many more packs of these do we have? Like 50 or so? Something like that?
Something like 50-something. So, yeah, we're trying to stretch them out. That's why we're not giving away all at once. But we're trying to stretch them out for the month because, again, this is something that our sponsor really wants us to endorse for them. So, and that facility is actually pretty cool. I did have a chance to wander over there the other day. And, since I'm an old-school kung fu man myself, it was kind of cool to go in there and kind of hang out with the Sifus and everything in there. So
right.
It's actually
I love that you know the word Sifu. I love that you know words like Sifu.
Sifu. In kung fu you call them the Sifu, and then in like karate and things like that, you call them master, things like that. But I call everyone Sifu just because I'm just used to that. So
absolutely.
So there you go. So there's my legitimacy as a kung fu warrior there in Tin Shun Pai. Before anybody asks what kind of kung fu, it's Tin Shun Pai, heavy mountain style there.
I just want to point out tonight you have revealed two very interesting facts. You are not only a German of German descent, a guy with a German background, but you're also a German who knows friggin' kung fu, man. Friggin' kung fu.
Oh yeah, so just like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, I know kung fu.
Absolutely. So thanks again, guys, for joining us. I'm AC. That's Red Mage JR. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Our buddy Riot's got 3 more minutes, by the way, Red Mage. So he needs...
Actually, we're going in right now. Actually, it was weird because Riot was talking to us in the It's Gosu chat, and he was asking for the invite to the game, and even though it showed us in Battle.net to have him in the game, he was not in the game apparently. So apparently it was a Battle.net issue. So thankfully he said something when I was like, Riot, get in the game, man. And he's like, I need the invite. And so blah blah blah.
Well, thank you, Battle.net. We appreciate that. Thanks, Blizzard. As always awesome to be having troubles with our stream that aren't even our friggin' fault, man. We have to contend with enough trying to not screw things up on our end, and Battle.net gets to be a bitch to us about it as well. So jumping into the game here. Jumping in the game here, Riot versus Plaf. A little bit of PvP action here on Test Bug, so I'm gonna guess we're gonna see some 4-gate action, just because, and not just because they're Bronze and Silver League players, just because, Bronze and Silver League players, 4-gate's common anyway, but you tend to see a lot of safe play in Bronze and Silver League, and 4-gate is about as safe as it gets in a PvP. So probably gonna see 8 gates on the map, and only a handful of probes for each of them, if they do it correctly, if they cut probes when they should. Either way, this is the first game of this series, so far as I know. Am I correct?
Yep, first game.
Good,
yes, that is the
good.
first game. We are on the ground floor here of this particular business here, and honestly, I want to see Riot come out with something cool. He was doing some pretty basic Protoss kind of things in the last game, and I really want to see Riot come out with like a 2-gate robo or something, just something wicked different than just a standard 4-gate, because PvP can get a little dull sometimes, because it's just 4-gate slap fight and somebody wins.
Right.
So I like to see a little bit of an edge to somebody every so often. So for those of you who are playing Protoss or playing Zerg or things like that, sometimes you could just confuse your enemy by doing something different. It's always kind of neat like that. When you're favoring like an all Reaper Viking army. As I did to somebody on the ladder earlier, it really confused them because they've never seen all Reapers and all Vikings, and I lost, of course, but it was
you had an all Reaper, all Viking army. That means you win it live. That means you win it live. So
that's right. Yeah, I did that. The other thing that I've started doing, and this is actually pretty hilarious. A lot of people are gonna like this. And I know AC, I've done this to you several times, and you liked it. I actually, when I go with my scouting SCV, I actually send them into your worker line and just have them go back and forth in a patrol manner.
Oh no! Hang on 1 second. Oh wow! Plaf didn't even mean to do that. He accidentally blocked the construction of the cybernetics core there. Okay, I didn't think Riot noticed it. His scout probe ran right into the path at the exact right time. Whenever Riot had already told his probe to go and build and then run back to the minerals. So he ran up to the spot, turned around and went back to the minerals, and it took about 10 or 15 seconds for Riot to notice that he hadn't built a cybernetics core. So he's going to be a little bit behind. We see the probes down here. Plaf's probe trying to give the "don't tase me bro" routine to Riot's probe, chase away the scout probes, and what have you. As of right now, we see that the cybernetics core is way ahead for Plaf. No second gas, so he's almost certainly going to be favoring that 4-gate. Cybernetics core now completing for Riot as well, and he is going second gas, so he may be a touch vulnerable, tacking on his second gate now. And yeah, there we go. The 2 more gates now out of Plaf, and more than likely we're going to see... Is he going to go with the 4? He's chrono boosting out the cybernetics core. He has cut probes, so he needs to build another gateway. Otherwise, it's kind of goofy. Ah, well, we'll see.
Well, that's also the cool thing about the betas is we do get to see some clunkier builds, and it's almost like building your own C-3PO. It just kind of clumps around and falls down every so often, but it's still fun to watch. To see how they use something clunky like that, and to see them later on they start to get a little bit more proficient with the build, because
right.
we've seen a lot of people go from beta to the alpha, and we see them grow.
Oh wow! Proxy pylon being built right in the base of Riot. Plaf being very bold with this. He's got the 4 warp gates on the way, by the way. He did tack on that 4th gate. And now we see the 3rd gate of Riot just now nearing completion. He's got 2 sentries and a zealot at the ramp, but so far as I know, did he see? No, he has no idea that he's built that. Oh, wow. He's even got a pylon right next to the pylon of Plaf, but Plaf's pylon... No, did he cancel it? Okay, yeah, he canceled it, I guess. Anyway, I know I saw Plaf's probe run over here and build a pylon. Either way, he's not going to have the pylon in the base. Damn the luck. But Plaf definitely going to be favoring the aggression. Already up to 4 gates. He's warping in off of them now. He's put the proxy pylon now down in the natural expansion. Going to begin to push this ramp. 2 sentries and 1 zealot. Yeah, somewhat decent force field, maybe.
Barely.
Yeah, he got it up. Doesn't matter. But only so much energy on these sentries. He's going to have enough for 2 more force fields if he wants to. Now, Riot is probably going to wait on Plaf, yeah, he's going to wait on 1 more warp in of Zealots here. Going to let the Zealots lead the way and tank some of the damage. Nope, just going to leave the Stalkers. Needs to walk on up that ramp.
What are you doing?
Oh, he cuts 1 Stalker off down at the bottom. Riot, unfortunately, not Johnny on the spot with the old force field there, and that's going to be the GG one way or the other. Even if he manages to hold this off by some miracle, the damage is going to be too great. The probe's doing the best they can. but not going to matter. Zealots just do too much damage. There's the GG, so Plath jumping off to a 1-0 lead against Riot here in this. What round are we in? I don't even know, man.
This is in the round of, I was getting ready to call it round of 16, round of 8 that we're in here.
So Plath jumping out to a 1-0 lead over Riot here in our round of 8 action. IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
You're absolutely right about that, AC. As you get into the next matchup here, we do again want to tell everybody thank you very much for listening to us live or in the VODs. And again, don't forget about our giveaway here of the special edition Magic cards that were only available at the 2010 New York Comic Convention. They are the Planeswalker Tournament Series one, so they are very super cool. And the only thing that you need to do in order to win them is to go and be a follower of ours on Justin TV or TwitchTV.com, and then just send me an email at contest@itsgosu.com and just say, I want the card, sucker, and give me your nickname there for JustinTV/TwitchTV.com, and we'll enter you in to win. We're going to be giving away 2 packs tonight, which is usually odd because usually in the beginning of the week we're only allowed to give away 1, but Mr. Mini-Me isn't on to tell us no. So when the cat is
he's not around. Yeah, he's not around. He can't say shit.
That's right. We get to do what we want.
All right, so moving into our next matchup.
Yay.
Next matchup here, we're going to be moving into the next matchup between Plath and Riot. In the meantime, guys, thanks so much for joining us. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is the IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com. Of course, brought to you by our sponsors, Steel Series, as well as Cyberground, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu in Combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I haven't even taken a look at the bracket in a while. It's been kind of a laid-back night. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little off my game in terms of being on top of what's exactly going on, but that's what Bronze and Silver Nights are for. We can all just kind of chill out, enjoy some games, see how the meta game's going with the players that maybe don't have the best mechanics in the world. So, and Tyrianism says quarterfinals also works. No, it's the round of 8, bro. Sorry.
It's the round of 8. But, quarterfinals is pretty good. AC, we need you to join the game, buddy.
Good call.
But, I prefer to use numbers. I'm not a fraction man. I'm a whole number.
A whole number?
Kind of player.
So jumping into the action here. By the way, if you've been enjoying the tunes in the background, I'm going to go ahead and pop up our music credit. Make sure you check all these guys out. HaloTopic.newgrounds.com, MySpace.com/Indigo League, and Ronald Jinkies at RonaldJinkies.com. That's the guy you're hearing in the background right now. You're at Red Mage, and I talk about him a little bit. Go buy his album, Disorganized Fun. It's so friggin' good. I promise you won't regret it. So, counting down, heading in now to Tal'Darim Altar. And Tal'Darim Altar is always a lot of fun here in our beta divisionals because, again, I don't think I'm being mean or saying anything out of character to say that a lot of our players are not the most aggressive. Then you combine that with a gigantic map like this, and you tend to end up with some pretty epic games here.
Oh, yeah, and with so many places to go, we could easily get into a mid and possibly late game with a huge macro incentive between these two particular players here. Riot was trying to do something a little different that time, and we were talking about it in the chat there, and it didn't work out as well for him. But Plath at the same time was starting out something, was trying a build that's been successful with him for the last couple of weeks. So that's very good to see that they're trying new things. They're trying to expand their knowledge of the game by testing new theories, and that is fantastic. There's no better way to really learn something than to test to see if you can do it. They always say that those who can't do teach, and so but those who can do try.
Right.
So there's your Yoda isms for today right there. So if there is no there is no try. There is only do.
Do or do not.
Do or do not.
I'm not even a Star Wars
Good
fan.
Lord,
and even
I messed it up. My nerd credit just went out the window. Oh my god, that's so sad.
So
bad.
the probe scouting the same position at once, so this is going to be a little bit of a hint to each of them where they are, so long as they do see that. They got to be able to guess that they're cross spawns now here on Tal'Darim Altar. Oh, the don't tase me bro routine going on. Riot hanging out. Just going to hang out and say, hey, that's right. That's fine. I know where you are, I think. Maybe. Don't worry about it. I'll scout when I feel like I'm taking a smoke break. Plath on the way back home. Yeah, it actually is heading back home. So, yeah, he knows exactly where. Nope. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's got it queued up to go back home, then bounce over to the other corner, which doesn't make any sense at all because the only way that Riot's probe could have gotten over here, and never mind. Anyway, Plath getting his assimilator roughly on time now, dropping down that 16 pylon, the gateway about ready to complete. Most likely going to be seeing the cybernetics core forthwith. The assimilator coming out on time for Riot as well. Now the pylon and the gateway about to complete as well. So very standard stuff. No proxy garbage.
Oh, AC, you're not in full screener for the game.
I hate XSplit. It was doing this last night. Is that better?
Let's see. Yeah, I just happened to look over and I saw. There you go.
XSplit. I sometimes it flips back and forth, and I think it's because they released a new version and I've yet to update. But so my bad, guys.
That is like the total Windows way to like sell stuff too. Is you put that one or two bugs in there, and then to force people to upgrade, and then you get them to upgrade, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now we come up with this other bug. Oh no, we have to kind of upgrade it again.
Well, I think it's just because I'm connecting to the XSplit server without whatever new software they've included in the update, and it's playing hob with the old control panel there. So hopefully that is resolved. And now the second gateway down out of Plath. Back, third gate coming down as well. He's still on one gas, so going to be some four-gate action out of Plath again, I do believe. And Riot, on the other hand, never mind. No, on the other hand, he's on one gas as well, now getting down his second gateway. We'll see if he decides to take that second gas, but usually it's a good marker. If the second gas doesn't go down real soon after the completion of the cybernetics core, almost always going to be a four-gate favored play. So, there goes the fourth gate for Plath. Definitely going to be his course of action. But right now, Riot kind of behind. He's got the 300 minerals for those two gateways. Needs to get them down soon. One Stalker completes a chrono boost now on the cybernetics core for the warp gate research. Yeah, there's a probe. You gonna build the gateways, brother? Nah, there we go. Two more, so four gates.
I would, but I don't have the control.
Four gates.
I just can't click enough.
4 gates of plenty. So 8-gate action here on Talon Ream Altar. Kind of a standard play on PvP, especially at Bronze and Silver League, and it's going to come down to who's ahead in terms of who's better with micro and who is ahead in terms of the build itself. And Plath, I'm going to say, is going to have his ready to go much sooner than Riot.
Oh yeah, this looks like this could be a very one-sided fight if there is that early aggression. But we're gonna see here momentarily to see how they handle everything.
Well, we see Riot moving out. The proxy pylon now dropped down for Plath a little bit further back than I think it needed to be. This probe's got to be careful. Now, Plath moving in. He's going to spot the probe there, so he could probably move in and try to snipe this probe. Probe's going to make it pass. Are they going to pass? They didn't see each other. Oh, wow. Yep, okay.
That is the weirdest thing in the world, because I honestly thought he was completely on that tower, but...
there we go. No, the rallied Stalker is going to force the engagement here. That's actually the best thing that could have happened to Plath there, because if they had just passed in the night, more than likely Riot's reaction would have been to go to the economy, and then you wind up with a base trade situation, which turns this into more of a coin flip than it really should be, given how far ahead Plath is. So Plath really lucked out there with the fortunate rally on that Stalker, bringing him into contact with Riot's initial little force.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, AC.
Thank you. Good to know. I don't know, Frylock. You have the computer. You look it up. But
you're the one that...
Love that quote. Very good one. Zealots and Stalkers moving in now. The Zealots need to get up into the front. Riot's Stalker count not terribly bad, actually higher than that of Plath. Plath does have the advantage with the Zealots. Zealots do not need to be target firing that gateway. They need to be on the pylon or the probes. Yeah, now he's going for the pylon. Taking down that pylon, absolutely essential. Gets it a little... Oh, he managed to force the cancel of the units that were being warped in. That's bad news, but Plath not being too good about warping in other units to join the battle. In fact, back here we can see he's warping in way further back than he needs to be. Now the forward pylon completes. The Stalker count now favoring Plath with the reinforcements, but here comes 4 more for Riot. So once again, we're down to a macro battle. Doing a good job target firing down is Riot. So he's going to clean up these last 2 Stalkers, but now with the warp in here, but really Plath is going to have a hard go at things. Now he's got the Zealots. If Riot controls this correctly, of course he's not going to, but that's okay. The Stalker's being forced all the way back to the Nexus. The Zealots giving them the the ring around the rosy routine, taking them around the Nexus, chasing them all the way down, and Riot's pretty much done here. So, yep, there's the Artosis pylon goes down, and there goes all the gateways. GG! Thrown out by Riot. Plath going to advance to our final 4, our semifinals here at the IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
You're absolutely right about that, AC. Yet again, I was really hoping that Riot was going to be able to come back from that, but yeah, unfortunately, there was just a little bit of misclicking. He wasn't warping in those units as effectively. But Plath did a great job there maintaining the control, everything, and wiping out that single pylon there to de-warp everything. And again, if you're ever going to play Protoss, put more than one pylon, because that is the first thing I always target is pylons and probes. So that's just an important safety tip there by Egon to save yourself some time and trouble. So yeah, now we're just going to follow Plath. We're going to follow Plath right into the next the semifinal matchup there. We're going back to Tal'Darim, because that's the starting map there for the semifinals, and he's going to take on Mumble of Doom.
Excellent. Is our other semifinal matchup going as well?
I believe they just got there.
You can go ahead and tell them to get playing. I mean, usually we cast both semifinals, but in our alpha and beta divisionals, we usually just do one semifinal and then one final. So just want to make sure they're not hanging around and waiting for no good reason. They can get in and get into the action. While they're doing that, I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com, of course by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries, which we've just landed. So proud of that. Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu in combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, moving into the action, semifinal action. As soon as I joined the game, instead of hanging around and yelling out sponsors without doing what needs to be done, Mumble of Doom from the B-list celebrity because of Day 9. Mumble of Doom taking on Plath. Gonna be a PVZ Tal'Darim altar. Should be super happy, fun times. I know this is your favorite matchup because you like the pretty portraits.
I like the pretty portraits. I'm a simple man. I like pretty shiny things. So we're gonna wish these guys good luck and have fun. And Plath is very honored to be playing against Mumble of Doom because, of course, he's he's gonna use his keyboard. There. Oh, that's right. Because it was the no keyboard allowed day. So
yeah, but I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Mumble says that sucks. Yeah, that's gotta suck. Because I remember, learning how to play. For the first couple of weeks of trying to learn the multiplayer, I didn't use the keyboard. I used the mouse and mouse clicking everything, and everybody was laughing at me.
That's so hard, man. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And I made it way harder. And then Janitor actually from Hypercrew sat down with me and was like, yeah, if you just hit this button here and this button here, it's so easy. I'm like, wow.
Oh my god.
It's like when Homer Simpson was trying to set the record for being the fattest man alive, and he had the and he was tired of typing in YES, and he got the little bird just to hit Y.
Yeah,
that's kind of the way it felt. It's like I could just hit that button and it makes it SCV. That's amazing.
Yep, much easier than having to, and especially back because we all start out there in one way. There's always some RTS in which we all start out using just the mouse. And how impossible is it to think back once you learn the hotkeys? Because whenever you're just starting out using the mouse, it seems impossible to learn the hotkeys. But then now that you know the hotkeys, can you imagine trying to go back to that? I mean, can you imagine having to box your command center or click your command center every single time, click a portrait every single time just to make one SCV?
Yeah, that was horrible. And honestly, I was having a hard time with the standard, and then you got me switched to the grid. And honestly, for the first couple of days, I was like, this sucks. I'm not gonna be able to learn this. And then now it's like, it's complete muscle memory at that point, just from practicing that. So So for those of you who are just starting out, you want to know the best way to learn, I can't learn the key sets or whatever. Just go into the options and change it to grid. It's so much easier.
I don't know why more pros don't do that, man. Literally, when you use grid, it keeps your hand in one spot on the keyboard. You're not jumping over to L, if you want to inject larvae or whatever key that does that, 'cause I don't know the standard ones. But yeah, and P's probe. To make a probe with Protoss on standard, you got to use P. You got to move your hand all the way to the other side of the keyboard to hit P. Why not just make it Q for everything like grid does? I don't understand why more people don't do that.
Oh yeah, and and again, Day 9 says this all the time. You want to be able to keep your hands as close together as possible, as far as where you're moving, but you also want it to be comfortable. But having to move your hand around a whole lot is just odd. It's just hard pressed for me. So yeah, learning that to keep everything right there on the left hand side, perfect. Of course, the only thing I don't do is put my army on the hotkeys that I'm trying to figure out you know, how to
5,
actually
man.
like slap myself around to do that, because everyone's like, why don't you hotkey your army?
Yep. Just stick it on 5. You know, with the grid set up, T's the attack command, 5T. Literally, it's like a 1/10 of an inch away from each other. But anyway, Mumble of Doom has gone for the hatch first build. Quite safe play here on Tal'Darim Altar, especially at cross spawn positions. And in response, well, I should say Plaf probably led off a little bit with the Forge Fast expand now getting down his gateway as the Nexus went down roughly at 15 supply. So he's on good pace right now, even though he's a Bronze or Silver League player. He's on good pace in terms of when he should be getting this down. Pretty good little SimCity here. The problem is he's going to have a gap here that he doesn't really need. Whenever you're going to do a Forge Fast expanded, it's not very hard to go ahead and wall yourself in completely. It looks like, yeah, he's kind of indecisive, I think, on where he wants to put the pylon there, and then he'll create his cybernetics core probably right here to complete that wall as soon as the pylon's done. Mumble of Doom, though. I was going to say droning up, but he's kind of not. He's getting a Roach Warren very, very fast instead of just favoring Queens and Zerglings early on. So maybe a little bit of early aggression here on the way from Mumble of Doom.
Yep, maybe just a little bit there. You know, Plaf doing a great job. Now he's doing the probe transfer there, right on top of it, right there. Great job there. Knowing that his opponent is going to take that early hatch is always nice, because then you kind of feel a little bit more confident in taking that early expansion. And you know, it's one of those things. Is knowing when to expand is probably one of the hardest things when you're first starting out, because you're so scared. You're like, well, if I do it, you know, or I do too many expansions, you know, I'm going to get stuck. And, you know, it's always that fine balance in the beginning, and really, you know, calming the old nerves there to do it. But, you know, I'm really expecting to see a big rumble in the jungle, so to speak, here on Tal'Darim. You know, I think they're going to meet up here in the middle in just a few moments. I'm thinking that we're going to get right about to the 11, 12 o'clock, 12-minute mark before we start seeing some major aggression out of these two.
Oh yeah, more than likely. I mean, I would love to see out of Plaf. I'm not going to scream it at our Bronze and Silver League players, but I scream it at our Alpha Divisional players a lot, and even our Omega Divisional players. There we go. Thank you, Plaf. Thank you for not making me screaming at you. If you're gonna Forge Fast expand, get a friggin' Stargate, man. Otherwise, if you don't get a Stargate to do some kind of harassment after a Forge Fast expand, you're giving the Zerg everything he wants in the world. Complete map control, freedom to drone, because he knows you're not going to be coming after him anytime soon. Freedom to tech. You know, why just cede that to a Zerg player whenever you can get a Stargate? Just make Phoenixes, one at a time, and go up your tech route off of 2 bases, and keep the Zerg on his toes, pick off Overlords, and get a good scout. So good for you, Plaf. You make me happy, my friend.
And there's a happy face in there for you too, AC. I'm sure.
Oh yes.
But you know, and I like what Plaf did here. He created his own subtle choke point there. He didn't close it off. There's just enough room to squeeze his own units thereby, which I like. I don't mind that. I like having just that little gap there, as opposed to putting down a pylon and then having to kill it before you can get out. That bugs me to no end. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I do like the fact that he did wall himself in. He is going for that Stargate, because you harp on that a lot. Get a Stargate, get it on.
Well, but the thing is, it doesn't even. I'm not saying go all in with it and make 4 Stargates and have an air-only army so you can get Raffle stomped by Banelings. I'm not saying that. But why, if you don't do this and you just go, I'm going to mass up my Colossus Death Ball and push in 150 supply. From basically 50 supply to 150 supply, you have given the Zerg the opportunity to do everything a Zerg player wants, which is get left the hell alone, drone, and make an army based on what they see out of you when they scout with an Overseer. Do not give the Zerg player that. If you're a Protoss, do not do it. Absolutely right, AC. Zerglings moving across.
Right. Sorry, AC. I thought you were going to be a little bit longer.
I'm just griping. Zerglings moving in now. Oh wow, he's going to try and get the run by. Sentry is going to get the block. Good job there, Plaf. Plaf looking stronger and stronger as he moves through our field here at the IG Beta Divisional number 8. 2 Void Rays out right now. I don't know. Let's take a look actually at Mumble's vision. I don't know that he got a spot. Yes, he did see the Stargate, which means he did see the Void Rays hanging out above it. He's going to have to be responding in some form or fashion. He's still just got 1 queen down at the expansion. Oh, he's got 3 queens back at home.
Oh, and a Spore Crawler going down right now. I'm looking to see
where
he put
go.
that. Yeah, it's right back there in the back of the main. So, nice job there. Good reaction time there. You know, judging what he had, he's still going up to the layer tech there. So I guess he may be trying to do something. And those Void Rays are just kind of taking the
scenic
absolute
route,
longest possible
route.
To everything. I guess it's a Sunday drive kind of thing. And then he kind of canceled their path. So Looks like he's just going to move him right onto the top there.
So I'll tell you right now,
can...
as much as I love that he got the Stargate, I do not like that though I won't say wasted. He spent so much on these Void Rays. He's got 3 of them out. That's equivalent to 750 minerals, 450 gas. And Void Rays, once the Zerg spots it, just a couple of Void Rays or 2 or 3 Void Rays are not nearly as dangerous as like 2 Void Rays and 2 Phoenixes, or 1 Void Ray and 3 Phoenixes. You really got to favor Phoenix play on a map this size because of the size of the map and how quickly you want to be able to dart in and dart out and harass. Just the speed of the Void Rays, and yes, they have decent-ish range. But the truth of the matter is, once they get in here and get spotted, he has a decently high queen count, 3 of them. He's got the Spore Crawler already in position. So what's he really going to do? He can't move in and try and pick up a drone. He can't try to lift a queen up if she gets out of position. All he can do is just move in and try and target fire 1 Spore Crawler. It's exactly what he's going to do. So, yeah, he maybe even changed his mind, immediately going to turn around. So, but, yeah, now these are kind of wasted minerals at the moment. He can't do a lot with them. He's going to try and work on the assimilator. But, yeah, now the queens are going to come out, start going to work. And really, yeah, they're going to be able to take almost, not quite.
Almost got it.
But yeah, now he's turned around. Whereas if he spends those minerals and gas in a different way and gets 1 or 2, maybe 1 Void Ray, and is just now tacking on Phoenixes, 3 Phoenixes can lift all 3 queens. And it doesn't matter. He can take his time in killing them. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I love that he went Stargate, but he needs more Phoenixes.
Always need more Phoenixes, like having more cowbell.
More Phenai. Needs more Phenai.
More Phenai?
More Phenai on the map.
Phenai. Nice. I like that Phenai.
I didn't come up with it. That was Artosis and Tasteless are the one who introduced that to the lexicon. So, well,
there you go. But, we see, Mumble did get up some Hydros there, I guess, to protect himself further. We do see a Twilight Council going in now for Plaff. And right now we don't see a whole lot of anything aggressive-wise. I think that was Plaff's plan, was that he was hopefully going to force something out of Mumble with those Void Rays, but there's not much he can do. He's going to try to go back in again to the natural there, and the way that those queens are set up, they're going to be able to see this and react pretty quickly, and there they are. They're going to come right in. They're going to possibly try to take down one of them, and with so much fire, yeah, Plaff is just going to try to burn a few down, and he almost loses one.
So very close, yeah, and he's lucky that didn't go worse than it did. The Hydralisks were there waiting on him, and yeah, so basically he's got about 750 minerals and 450 gas worth of units that he can't even really use. So, but and if those were spent on Phoenixes, for example, he could be darting in and out, running around, trying to pick off the stray Overlord here and there, taking map control, scouting around a lot more effectively. But hey, he's doing his best. He's scouting around now, you can see, trying to be active with these units, so not a complete waste. Good for you, Plaff, buddy.
But both of these guys are both floating almost 2,000 minerals.
Holy crap! You're right. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they're floating a ton of minerals. They need to expand. They need to build buildings. They need to do something. I mean, I can kind of tell what Plaff's planning on doing here. He may be going for like blink stalkers, which would be great because there's that small bridge just to the left of Mumble's main, so he may be able to blink them right across that crumbled bridge and do something great inside the base. But Mumble really should just take 3 or 4 expansions just right now. Just drop them all down, and then just have a massive army. And he can easily get up to 200 very, very quickly and just roll right over Plaff.
Yeah, Plaff is attacking on more gateways at the moment. That seems to be his big plan. And, the unfortunate truth is if Mumbles has any inkling as to what's going on, he just needs to make a very Hydralisk-heavy army with about a 1-to-4 ratio of roaches up front to tank a little bit of damage. There's no Colossus out on the way. And, yeah, even Plaff's upgrades are going to favor the gateway-heavy army. Charge on the way now, and Blink, both. Wow, he's got 2 Twilight Councils, so he's got both in production, as well as the upgrades. He is being good about his upgrades. 2 now on the way, but as the Hydralisk numbers increase, 14 on the way now for Mumble of Doom. Hydralisks just do so much damage to gateway units, Red Mage. It's not even funny, and you have to have Colossi to deal with Hydralisk. You just have to.
Oh yeah, because you need that range on them, especially with the extended thermal lance. You really need that kind of ability to handle those units. And I'm right there with you. We see the robotics bay going down right now. Kudos right there. Plaff knows exactly what he has to do. He's tacking on another robotics facility right there.
Right.
That Blink is going to be finished up here. I'm waiting to see. Now that time is gone. He really needs to send up a probe right now to try to get.
Look at the changeling.
Because it's already hatched.
There was a well-placed changeling by Mumble of Doom. I just noticed it was hanging out with the army of Plaff. Plaff didn't even notice it. So, Without a doubt,
Nice.
Mumble got a good scout of exactly what was going on. So, yeah, he's adding on a lot of buildings because he knows he's floating an absolute ton of minerals and he needs to spend it somehow. It's better to spend it even on extra stuff you can't support than it is to just float on it and do nothing with it whatsoever. Still trying to be active with these Void Razors, skirting around. I saw him poke in for a second. By the time I got here, though, it looks like he lost one to these Queens who are already in great position. So, but yeah, this is, we called it on a map this size. Gonna just kind of hang back. Our players are just gonna kind of run up the tech tree as best they can and attack when they feel damn well and pleased with it, Red Mage?
Oh, yeah. I am a little disappointed in Doom, though. He really hasn't done anything to spread that creep. He's still just confined to his little area of the map. With such little action going on Plathsport, he really could have taken this opportunity and coated the entire board. And I keep calling it a board. I'm sorry. It's a map. Coating the entire map in creep. And that right there always intimidates your opponent. When they start seeing creep right outside their base, they know you're there. They know you're coming for them, and it's a psychological thing as much as a necessity thing to get your units back and forth there. But right now you see Plath moving out to the center of the map. He's taking control of the northern Zonaga Tower. He's just shy of taking over the eastern Zonaga Tower, and now he's kind of moving back just a little bit down to the ramp. So
the Changeling's going to spot these. He's going to spot these Colossi. See the Changeling there, following the Colossi.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got a great view of this. Gotta love that. That's so adorable. It's like my life fryer and stuff. Yeah, let's go get him, guys.
What he said.
Yeah, and stuff.
It'll look like the bug guy from Men in Black.
Mumble of Doom. Oh, I love that he favored Hydras, but he's got these slow-ass Hydras way off a creep, and he's going to run into this army. Oh, no, the Colossus are going to do massive damage here. Here we go, the engagement. The Zealots charge out to engage. The Hydralists automatically, half of them aren't even fighting here. Mumble of Doom caught way out of position. The Colossus doing their job, just melting the entire... Mumble of Doom just calls it GG. So Plath going to walk away with a victory here, going up 1-0 over Mumble of Doom here in the semifinals of our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
You're absolutely right about that, AC. What a fantastic matchup we're having here so far in these semis right here. And once you get the map choice here from Mumbles, we're gonna be able to go. And again, you guys and girls have about one game left, depending on how this goes. 1 to 2 games left to get your emails into me at contest@itsgosu.com, letting me know that you're a follower with your nickname here on JustinTV/TwitchTV.com, so you can try to win yourself some free Magic the Gathering cards. These are special edition. They were only put out during the 2010 New York Comic Convention, and they are super cool, especially if you or a friend plays in a lot of Magic the Gathering tournaments.
Oh, absolutely.
These things are perfect for them because there are some high caliber cards in there. So definitely want to look into that. And for free cards, you can't go wrong for it. It's just one of those cool things that it's always nice to win. And anytime you win something free, it's always super cool. And a lot of these times these boxes only sold for like $15, but some of the cards in there can go as high as $120 a piece.
Oh yeah.
So they are very, very rich cards. So you can either buy yourself some pizza, or you might be able to afford some of those really expensive college textbooks next year.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it fun times to start worrying about that? By the way, congratulations all of our grads. If you've graduated from high school, if you've graduated from college or what have you, I know for a fact we've got a few people in here that are grads. I'm not going to call them out because I'm not going to identify people unless they want to identify themselves. But there are a few people in here in the Justin TV chat that I know just graduated from high school. So congrats to them. And welcome in once again, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is the IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and of course brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, Steel Series, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So I've got the invite. We're about ready to move into our second game. Going to be on Icy Cup Test Bug. Test Bug's been a real popular map here lately.
It has. Everyone's really favoring that because I guess because you're not too far away from your opponent, but you've got enough distance, and there's just that one key central Xel'Naga tower, and in order to get total vision, you have to take a little bit of time out of your aggressive schedule and knock down some boulders. So I like Test Bug for that fact that you get to play on 3 different environments, all floating above a planet, which I think is kind of hilarious. That it's that you're kind of on this floating thing, and it's got its own ecosystem on there. It's like Biodome with Polly Shore and that Baldwin guy that nobody really remembers. But I think that's Steven or Chris.
It's a Baldwin, man. It's the Baldwin.
It's a Baldwin.
The Baldwins the Baldwins are a singular entity. It doesn't matter. It's the Baldwins, and that's all you need to know.
That's right.
Or Ann Baldwin. It's Ann Baldwin.
Ann Baldwin. But yeah, so and that's what I really like about this map, and also the distance between your 2 opponents is pretty great unless you take that one little expansion that kind of goes around, kind of like Metalopolis, where you can kind of have a secondary route to your opponent for the most part. By going through that one expansion, your technical 3rd expansion without taking the gold, without taking your gold expansion. So that's always kind of cool. And I like the choke point. A lot of times, we had this discussion the other day where where people that want to choke, wall off their choke or wall off their base on this map especially will still wall off nice and tight, close to the Nexus or command center or whatnot. Where I prefer to choke up a little bit further close to the top, so that gives me a little bit more room to pull back.
No, exactly, and Plaf's he's opting for this full-on choke. He's going to try and spread his buildings all across this. It's actually a bigger gap than it seems at first glance. Most of the time, you're going to see a choke point start here with a pylon, then wrap down to right around this path to the Nexus right here. Just a lot easier. Requires a lot less buildings, and then you can keep your production facilities safe inside your main base. But this could work out well for him. But really, if Mumble of Doom's on top of his game here, yeah, he's actually I think he is on top of his game, getting that spawning pool and the extractor up immediately. If he just churns Zerglings and gets the speed, he's going to be able to get a run by here before this wall is complete, almost guaranteed. Or the other option is if Plaf decides to favor doing nothing but getting this wall up first with a forge and a gateway, then maybe another gateway or cybernetics core, and he starts that Nexus late, which he's not going to do, so that's irrelevant what I was going to say, but he's getting the Nexus when he should, right around 15-16 supply. But because of that, Mumble of Doom's going to have tons of time to get a speedling run by if he's on top of what he's doing here.
Oh yeah, and that would be terrific for him to do if he does definitely spots that Plaf doing what
he's actually getting the Roach Warren, so he's going to be favoring Roach play.
We may be seeing a 7 Roach rush. I don't know. He's got that extractor there.
Well, he's got 2 extractors. The fact that he's got 2 means it's not going to be a rush. That's or if it's going to be a rush, it's not going to be executed the right way, one or the other. But
it's going to be just a little off.
But yeah, I mean he's going to be one base roaching almost certainly. I mean he's showing no signs at all of having an intention of taking an expansion. He's got the Queen on the way, so he's going to want the Larva inject immediately and automatically. As soon as the Strom finishes, we're going to find out. Yeah, he's getting the Zerglings out now. So he's continuing to spend his money. He's getting up near 300. He may just incidentally take one because his money's high at the moment. But I really think he's going to try and one-base this as long as he can and punish Plaf for being so brazen in his extremely wide wall in here.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because Plaf is sitting here with that probe trying to block the expansion that isn't coming so far. Right. So I think that Plaf really is hoping that Mumble kind of sits back and doesn't really do a whole lot to punish him for this, because that would be disastrous for him, because he's right now spending the money on those photon cannons to try to get those out right now. He just has that one gateway. So if Mumble was even remotely able to push something out right now, he would be doing a huge blow to Plaf.
Well, I think Mumble's actually he's going to miss his timing window if he's not very, very fast about it. He needs to spend all of these larvae that just popped off on attacking units. He's over-droning. As weird as that is to say, he's over-droning at the moment. Yeah, he's going straight up to layer tech, 3 overlords on the way. He's been spending his larvae on drones on one base. So there's only so long you have that you can punish this. And if he doesn't do it very, very soon, Plaf's economy is going to kick in and he's going to spring way ahead.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that you don't want to have to happen, because once an opponent gets an economic lead on a Zerg, it's pretty over. It's going to be very hard to come back from.
7 roaches in production now. He's probably going to, if I were in his position, no Zergling speed. I'm disappointed in that. The metabolic boost would be absolutely gangbusters right now. And as we can see, this gap is still not closed, not even remotely. He's still going to have to drop down something back there. And in fact, he's building back at his main. He's not even trying to close the gap. So he's got 4 gateways on the way and another gateway down at the bottom here. So he's looking to put together a rush. The Zerglings are going to get up here and probably be immensely surprised that there's that big of a gap. But he's going to have to hurry. The roach count pretty low. He's got 5 more on the way. As soon as these 5 pop, he's going to have to move out. This is going to be a little weak, given that he doesn't have speedling support. But this is going to be a decent roach count against a really, really small army right now at the moment. He's going to have to contend with 3 photon cannons and 1 zealot, though. But the pylon spread, pretty essential here for Plath. No 1 cannon is supported by 1 pylon, so good job there.
I do see a Nidus network being made right now as well.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
There you go. I get my Nidus network.
But he doesn't have an Overlord anywhere. He doesn't have an Overlord near his main.
He had an Overseer going somewhere.
Oh, does he have an? Oh, there he is. Okay,
there he is. Yeah, I was gonna say I just saw that Overseer being dispatched. So, yeah, he's definitely looking for something. You know, I guess that's what he's gonna do with his remaining 6. You need to hold back. Oh no, pull back. Oh, don't let him. You should use that as a distractionary tactic
right.
while you're laying the Nidus network. It looks like he did cancel that night. Oh no, okay, it's still going.
Yeah, he needs to pull back here. He's doing some good damage, though, to be honest. Those Zealots are actually walled in by their own force field, so he could have probably picked them off. Yeah, he's going to be able to pick those guys off. Actually, he's going to do pretty good here. If he targets down this pylon, he's going to be close to supply blocking his opponent. The Overseer's in position, so he's got the vision he needs for the Nidus network. Is he going to pop it? The Roaches say, screw it, I'm just going to walk by. Don't worry about it, bro. It's fine. Walking by.
We got it.
Into the base, targeting down the pylon. Great move here. If he can get... Oh, he needs to get this pylon right here. This is powering literally everything. All the gates. The warp gate research will be ceased. This is terrible for Plath. Plath, yeah, dead. That's it. That's GG. Plath has no chance at this point. He can just move into the probe line and do his... Yep, there's the GG. So, Plath gonna fall here. That means it's going to be tied up 1-1 here in the semifinal matchup of our IG Beta Divisional number 8, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Wow, I completely missed my opportunity to have the Nidus network, really be used. I love seeing that thing just spew out units like all over the board. It's just like a mad dash of things. But sadly, hopefully, I'll get to see another one here. Possibly maybe in the final game here, as we get the map choice here from Plath. So there is still moments left for you to still qualify to get those 1 of 2 packs of Magic the Gathering Planeswalker Special Edition cards tonight. Because we're giving away 2. Normally we're only allowed to give away 1, but Mr. Mini-Me isn't around, so I'm just going to go ahead and say we're going to give away 2.
Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody. And for those of you who are not aware, don't forget that Father's Day is this Sunday. I actually had to remember that today too.
Yep.
So make sure to get your dad something super cool for Dad. I do highly recommend buying something from ThinkGeek. Of course, I bought something from ThinkGeek today too. So that's always a good place to go if you have a particularly geeky dad.
Oh yeah, and who doesn't? I mean, all dads are geeks in their own way.
Oh yeah, it's always good. I don't tell my dad what I got him, but I got him it was an alien USB thing for your computer, and the little alien has the little jaw that comes out and snaps.
Oh, it is so awesome,
It's so
man.
friggin' cool.
Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. We're waiting to get our next game set up here. I'll see if I can find the alien USB thing, and I'll pop it up on the stream here. And I highly recommend it to anyone with a geeky pop, or even if you're just a geek yourself and you want it. Oh yeah, here we go. Hang on, let me save image as. Yeah, so you getting our game set up there, buddy?
Yep, getting the game set up. I'm trying to find Mumbles here. He kind of fell off the face of the world, it looks like.
Oh no, is he upset? Was he that upset?
Oh no! I just think that if you can see him on your screen, if you could suggest him, because I, for some odd reason, can't invite him to the game.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm loading up the picture of the. Yeah, here we go. Oh yes, it's even an animated GIF form. So yes, there you go, guys. There's the animated. Yeah, the GIF, I should say, for what Red Mage got for his pop. So yeah, let me see if I can track down Mumble of Doom. Mumble of Doom is fine. I'll drink your blood.
That thing is friggin' hot, is it not? That thing is the coolest thing ever. I saw that, and it's as many times as we reference aliens. You know, that I thought that was perfect.
All right, Mumble of Doom says he's here. He just messaged me, so I'm not seeing him in the chat. Get in the It's Gosu chat, brother. All right.
Oh, there we go. All right, now it's okay. Now he's there. Okay, good.
Well,
now
there
it
you
just for some reason I think my BattleNet, because it just showed him as reconnecting. Like after he sent me a message saying invite me, then it said he reconnected. So yeah, my BattleNet is screwy. I think it's just messing with me.
All right, guys. Anyway, sorry, gonna take your attention away from the alien. Gotta go to the guys who are helping make this possible. All of our sponsors: SteelSeries, CyberGround.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jiu-Jitsu in combination. Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So moving into Game 3, deciding game going to be on MLG Shakura's Plateau here in the semifinals of our IG Beta Divisional number 8. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here in the chat. Be it on the BattleNet chat or be it in the Justin TV chat. And make sure you keep it locked to its Gosu at least for the next week. Hopefully for a lot longer, but at least for the next week. Major announcement coming out. And the 2 hints I've been willing to give out are thus: it involves a certain acquisition, and we will see you in Anaheim. So cannot wait. Gonna be a blast, and I can't. It's killing me, man. Not being able to tell our viewers. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh yeah, you know, because we've really started to get really attached to you guys over the past, really over the past couple of months, but really over the past couple of weeks, as we've been trying to get get more and more into the community and things like that. We're definitely growing very attached to you guys and girls, and we want to thank you guys for coming out, guys and girls, again, for coming out every night almost for the past couple of days, and really checking us out, really hanging out with AC and I, interacting with us, asking questions about who AC and I actually are. We're honestly we're just a couple of we're just a couple of chuckleheads with microphones and a half decent.
Well, I don't know. They found out some stuff about us. They found out you're of German lineage, and then you also know Kung Fu. They know I'm an English literature / professional writing and editing major who lives in West Virginia. I'm an Appalachian. That's right. And they know that I'm a reformed Protoss and a Brood War player. They asked that, and that I used to play Evolves on Brood War in terms of custom games and etc. So they've learned, I don't know, they've learned a good amount about us, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And since I actually went to a music college. I'm actually a music prodigy, or I was, I should say, back when I was a kid, and I kind of gave that up. I actually used to play for the Transylvania Symphony. Right there, so that's a very important thing there. I actually attended a music conservatory.
That's so awesome. See, I didn't even know that, man. I work with you, and I'm your friend. You never even told me that.
I thought I told you that. I thought.
Well, you told me music was a big part of your life and that you studied it in school, but you never told me you were a part of a friggin' symphony. That never made it into the conversation.
Yes, I was in the symphony. So I actually played a ton of instruments, but primarily the trombone. I'm a huge brass player. So that's just to add a little bit more about me. And and AC and I both have cats. I'm sure you've all heard us talk about our cats. So yeah, we're big cat people.
Oh, my cat is awesome. I have my cat's better than yours, and I'm not talking to you, Red Mage. I'm talking to the world. My cat's better than your cat. It is.
What's your cat's name? Because this cracks me up every time.
It's Pixel. Pixel's my little guy, and that's another Heinlein shout out, by the way. If you at all familiar with the best science fiction of the last 50 years or so, you know who Robert Heinlein is, and his New York Times best-selling book, The Cat Who Walks Through Walls. Pixel was the cat who walked through walls. Pixel is actually a pretty important character throughout a number of his books. So yeah, it's my little Pixel monster. He's a little orange tabby, just like in the book.
Oh yeah. And that just cracks me up every time. And we prefer cats over dogs. For one distinct reason is dogs have to go outside and you have to take care of them a little bit more, and that takes away from StarCraft.
Oh, exactly. Well, and besides, cats are such a nerd pet, man. All nerds love cats. I mean, they're like little roommates, man. They're not little pets. They're little roommates, and you gotta if you like StarCraft, you're a masochist in one way or another. You love trying to improve yourself and working hard for a big payoff. To get a cat to love you can't. It's like a dog. You just feed it once in a while, and it loves you, and it practically rapes your leg every time you come home from work or what have you. A cat though, cats get pissed at you, man. Whenever I go out of town, Pixel does this thing where he kind of shuns me for like one night. Like the night I get back, he follows me room to room like usual, but instead of like, sitting next to me or purring or sleeping next to me or what have you, he gets as far away as he possibly can from me in the room, just so he knows. Like he stays in the room so I can see him, but he makes sure he knows that he's pissed at me because he won't get anywhere near me.
And that's true. I like what Mumble did here. He moved Plaff's probe just a little bit. It was sitting right there, like literally on the very corner. He went up and attacked it, so it moved just slightly, and then he threw down the hatch. That was great.
Absolutely.
Great classic move going on.
Well, we
there.
see the early Zergling, I guess you could call this a rush. Tin Ling is going to try and make it in. There is a gap, but no unit to defend, so he's going to be able to make this in quite easily. The cannon way late in going down. He's going to make it into the probe line. Actually, he's going to run straight up into the main, so he's going to try and get into this mineral line and do damage. And right now, Plaff going to be in a lot of trouble. Going to use the attack command. The probes being pulled. Oh, I don't like this at all. He had an expansion. He could have pulled all those down, too. Yeah, he's going to lose every single probe here without a doubt. He's going to even be able to pick off the guys in gas. So Plaff, yeah, this is pretty much GG. On a fast expand, whenever you don't have the probes to capitalize on that, you've just wasted a ton of money on literally nothing. Now moving down to the expansion. Probes using the attack command, yeah, there they go. We go to the income tab, we're going to be able to see 6 harvesters to the 19 of his opponent. Yeah, that's GG. Plaff may as well just go ahead and call it right now. Still there with me, buddy? Red Mage. Okay, don't know where Red Mage went. I'm still here with you, though. I'm AC, and my casting partner, either his mic failed or his Skype is disconnected or something's going on that's not super happy fun times. My Skype seems to be in quite good condition, but yeah, there's a target firing down on the pylon now. The cybernetics core unpowered, so no chance for warp gate research to complete. And as soon as he finishes off the cybernetics core now, not going to have any chance to get up any kind of units to defend. I think I just heard you plug back in. You there, Red Mage?
There you go. Yeah, for some reason, again, my Skype just disconnected me, and I'm sitting there screaming, I can hear you. No, go away. So, yeah, no, I'm back. But I was saying that Mumble did a really great thing. He went right for the main because it's the farthest away from that gateway. So it would give him plenty of time